이젠 더는 숨지 않아. 너와 나는 느껴. 나와 너 말이야. 속삭이는 내 손악마. 비밀의 악마. 더는 듣지 않아. 헤어지려 그만 좀 놔둬. 나 그만하려는 거랬잖아. 진실한 사랑 누가 알겠어. 그 사랑을 우리 보여주자. 단 하나 너야. 단지 너뿐이야. 나 포기 못해. 여기 진심뿐인 내 세상을 나 포기 못해. I want you. 너의 나를 데려가. I want you. 다 필요 없어. I want you. 난 진심뿐이야. I want you. 그냥 you. 행운이란 없던 내 삶. 그 속에 너란 빛이 비쳐. 꿈같이 우린 웃음 속에 눈을 맞춰 새로 태어난 이 순간을 느껴. 단 하나 너야. 단지 너뿐이야. 나 포기 못해. 여기 진심뿐인 내 세상을 나 포기 못해. 사랑 너와 나를 위해서야. Just 그들을 앞에 놓아. 나는 우리 지금 이 순간 함께 있어. 무슨 말을 할까 이 기분을 말이야. 그 어떤 순간도 내 감정을 바꿀 수 없어. 단 하나 너야. 단지 너뿐이야. 나 포기 못해. 여기 진심뿐인 내 세상을 나 포기 못해. I want you. 너의 나를 데려가. I want you. 다 필요 없어. I want you. 난 진심뿐이야. I want you. 그냥 you.
Yeah, yeah. Let me say, See, funny thing about love is you never really know when it's coming, but you better believe you'll know when it's there. True story. I must have been searching, though I wasn't looking for much. Checking out the scene, wasn't trying to get my numbers up. You know I keep it cool. I prefer to stay in the cut. Don't want no attention on me when I'm trying to shake the blues up off me. But then I saw your face. It caused my heart to race. Girl, you're looking like $1,000,000. Something about the way you strut your stuff. Oh, girl, you're fine as you wanna. What I'm supposed to do? Something told me got time to lose. Go ahead and bust a move. Funny thing about love, when it comes and goes, you never know. So you gotta keep your heart exposed, and you can be sure there's no cause and no cure. And if it wants you, oh, it'll come and find you. Fall back just a little. Don't wanna lead you on. Don't wanna push a feeling and make the feeling go. You see, I got your number, but still I ain't used the phone. No, I let it breathe for a minute, baby. Next thing I know, you call. Damn. One thing I know about love, you never know when it's coming, but you sure know it when it does. Yeah. One thing You might get what you ask for, so you better be sure it's what you want. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Funny thing about love, when it comes and goes, you never know. So you gotta keep your heart exposed, and you can be sure there's no cause and no cure. And when it wants you, all the men will come and find you. Yeah. One thing I know about love, you never know when it's coming, but you sure know it when it does. Yeah. One thing I know about love, you might get what you ask for, so you better be sure.
GSL Season 1, Round of 10. Africa TV, Wake Up Studio Live.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the final day of the round of 10. Tonight, we will be closing out Group B, and next week, we'll be moving on into the round of 6.
Yeah, this is going to be an excellent day. The round robin hood, as some may call it, has been fantastic thus far. Like, really great days, all of them. I think the last two just amazing. Of course, the Group B day went so late that people were not even able to take the train home, most people.
Yeah, it was past public transportation closing time.
Yeah, to a lot of locations.
Very rare for us here at the studio.
I squeezed in. I got home just
in?
barely on the train. But it was a great day, and we're going to finish up Group B today, see who goes up to that round of 6. And here's the thing, right? Like, there was a point in the last round where we were wondering, are we going to get any Protosses through? We got plenty of Protosses through.
But
now Maru has to have a sick comeback. He's at last place in his group, and if he doesn't make it, there's no Terrans in the round of 6.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird. Maru not performing well at all, but then Creator is like so playing out of his mind that it's crazy.
Yeah.
So big surprises here. I mean, if I was to predict anything that happened in Group B, 2 weeks ago, I would have been completely wrong, and I think I'm not alone.
Yeah.
A lot of upsets here.
Yeah, and looking at Group A, Byun and Ryung were actually both pretty close to making it through. Ryung had some great games, just wasn't quite good enough. Whereas Byun actually had Rogue dead to rights 2-0 and the whole wrist thing. So very rough there. No Terrans getting through. You can see who did make it through. Trap ended up winning at the end of the day, going directly to the round of 4. Rogue in the winner match and Ragnarok in the loser match in the round of 6.
Yeah. It is already sizing up to be an interesting round of 6 here. Today, we're going to be going to clean out Group B and see really where everybody's going to stand here. Maru, weirdly, he's in the bottom and Creator's in the top. It's the exact opposite of what you would expect.
Yeah.
I think there is a likelihood that we will need to go to a tiebreaker match here, especially when you look in the middle of this Dark, DRG, and Hero. I feel like any of those players could beat each other. It's not very clear-cut.
No, it's definitely possible. Also, I think Maru is probably going to come back pretty strong today. A lot of players did in that previous group. Byun and Trap both looked way better. They were the last two last time. And I feel like Byun should have made it through. And Trap, of course, won the group. So anything is still possible at this point, as we learned in Group A. And, Creator is actually the only player in the tournament who hasn't lost a match yet.
Isn't that funny? It's exciting, to be honest. I mean, we've been watching Creator play for so long, and he's had maybe 1 or 2 good tournaments in what feels like the entire history of GSL, to be totally honest. I mean, he really it's not like he's bad, but, compared to everybody else, he isn't able to get to where he wants to be. But looking here today, this might be his breakthrough moment. I mean, he's already halfway there with this group.
Well, it has taken a long time. It's been 10 years since his last strong result, but he may very well get a strong one here. And what a result it would be if he ends up, taking down GSL. We haven't had a Protoss champion in, 5 years or something.
4 or 5, I believe.
It's 2017,
at least not for Code S, no.
Yeah.
And, when you look at, how well he did in his group, I mean, these are players he's beating that could just take the whole thing. Mm-hmm. So that really says something. But we're going to start this off here looking at DRG. This is a guy who, again, he's in the middle. We don't really know exactly where he's going to end up.
Yeah.
I would say not looking as strong as some of the other Zergs that we have so far in the round of 10, but still, a real shot at getting out. And then here we have Maru, who has gone 0-2, and he hasn't looked necessarily bad. It just does seem like he was outplayed today, or a week ago.
Yeah, he had a good series against Dark. And Dark is the top 4 Zerg in the world easily. So, I think you're right. He wasn't playing particularly badly, but he was playing probably the 2 other strongest players. I think as the whole group is really strong. Even Group A was all talking about how Group B looked a bit scarier. So
right. All right, guys, we're ready to start our Day 2 Group B matches. DRG versus Maru on the map Burling Grand.
GSL Season 1. Team MB, DRG. Onside Gaming, Maru.
I'm sorry, Taste. I didn't catch that. What map? What map?
That's,
What map were we on again?
We're going to be in the city of Berlin.
Oh, okay, okay.
As I said it,
you.
I'm like, what came out of my mouth there? So, you know, the big question in this is it possible for Maru to go 0-3 in this group? I mean, we already, going into the start of Group B day one, we would have never thought that was possible. But now, going up against DRG, it's kind of scary, man. I mean, if Maru's lost to the other opponents in this group already, maybe he could lose here. This could be one of his worst GSL performances ever.
If he loses this match, he's out.
Yeah, it's his story ends.
He has to win. So, yeah, and here's the truth of the matter, Tasteless. You know that deep down in Terran players' hearts, they're hoping that Maru loses here. Because because it just adds so much fuel to the fire, and if Maru makes it through, then just play like Maru.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Oh man. But look, DRG is quite strong, Zerg versus Terran, but Maru's like the best at Terran, right? So this should be I think that Maru's actually going to come back in this group. Honestly, I think he's going to win his matches today.
let's hope so. Because, yeah, I mean, again, he didn't look bad, but he was outplayed. There were certain circumstances that made the games kind of exceptional, but, that'll happen in a StarCraft game if you play out enough of them. So this game, we've got Maru going for a pretty modest expand build. DRG taking his third now. No surprises early on. It's going to be, a few more minutes of development here on either side before we really get to see what the plans are. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's nothing out of the ordinary as of yet. DRG, of course, with his third hatch down. He's taking care of those destructible rocks at the moment. Maru, produce some Marines. Factory is done. Going to switch over for some Hellions. And I'd imagine that he's going to grab a quick medevac out of this.
Yeah, I think so. I think Maru, coming into this group, it's kind of interesting to see because of the position he's in. It's like normally he's just always in the lead, and he's always, oftentimes when we had the old format, he just gets out in the winner's match. He leaves a little bit after the halfway point of the show.
Yeah.
And we, move on to the more interesting part of that group, which is who's going to survive next, because Maru's expected to move on. Mm-hmm. I mean, for him, it's got to be weird in round of 10 to come into this down so much. So these are really the builds he's hinging his tournament survival on, more so than just what he thinks he can get away with in a midsection of a tournament.
Totally.
And so he sent the Marines down here in the 2 Hellions.
Kind of an interesting timing. This is not something that you really generally see. There are 2 more Hellions on the way, and 2 more being made right now as well. So this is going to be 4 Hellions, 6 Marines, with a medevac about to pop. And I like this, kind of just putting some pressure on. He's forcing some Lings out.
Yeah, he could run by here and try to get some drones, but a really good Ling block. Oh, that's so bad for Maru.
I mean, hey, DRG was smart to leave some Lings right there. That was a great place to catch Maru, and suddenly Maru's whole build looks a lot weaker, having lost those Hellions.
Yeah, we don't see Maru do that often, which is probably why it was not even necessarily a bad idea to try here, even though it didn't work. Maybe to throw DRG off, but that is a risk. When you do something like that, you are kind of hoping your opponent's going to make a mistake.
Yeah. I mean, if you're diving with Hellions, you definitely need the damage because you're giving up a lot of your map control and a lot of your cleaning potential on the edge of the creep, right? Like, if you keep those Hellions alive, you can run around a bit more, shape things down, and, I mean, anything that lives eventually can just act as tanking units when you have an armory. But here, trying to get that Overlord. Look at that, DRG. Like, he did not even think about transfusing that Overlord.
No.
Like, he did afterwards, but he knew he wasn't going to lose it.
No.
Battery had 49 energy on that one Queen.
We've got a drop coming here. Spores are now being set up. That's going to eliminate some of the opportunities for Maru to try to get in there with light medevac drops. And he's going to go for Banshees with Cloak.
And Mech. 2
Oh,
factories
you're right. In Mech 2,
on the
I
way.
didn't even see the 2 factories there.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And I wonder if it's going to turn into Banshee Mech or if it's just Banshee into Mech. Banshee Mech, of course, is when you get quite a few Banshees.
Banshees and Mech.
But yeah, also the Banshee speed upgrade, right?
Yeah.
And I liked that type of mech. It feels like it gives you this option to fly around and cancel bases, deal some extra damage and whatnot, which is oftentimes what mech is missing. And there it is, Hyperflight rotors. So it's going to be Banshee Mech, Tasteless. Banshees and Mech, as you said so eloquently.
Thank you. I mean, it's interesting to see this hard shift into this direction. I wonder if this is premeditated or because his little Hellion run-by didn't work out that well. He just wants to try to switch into this.
Well,
he never got stim, right?
No, he didn't get stim.
So then never mind. This was probably premeditated.
Yeah, I think it was because he lifted the barracks to go check for an Overlord, right?
Yeah.
And as soon as you see that, you've got a question because you're missing, like, add-on build time and you're missing, like, a quicker stim and all that.
Right.
So, yeah, I definitely think he planned this coming in. Now, he's got 2 armories going, and he is making some Cyclones. So, I mean, normally Cyclone Hellion, we call that battle mech because you're kind of running around. You're always engaging everything as much as
mobile.
possible. Yeah, it's super, super mobile. But he's also getting Banshees, so I wonder how those work together. I don't think I've ever seen Banshees with battle mech.
Now, this is going to take a little bit to build into, right? That is going to give Zerg a lot of liberty to move around the map and do whatever they want. I think when you see those additional mech units in there, it's not going to be much more of a secret that this is going to be an alternative tech route. Mm-hmm. Important to know that, you know, in the whole history of StarCraft, going all the way back to StarCraft 1, even I guess pre-Brood War, not that that's a really significant part of the history, but all the way to the first day, going mech against Zerg was always the alternative tech. Mm-hmm. And it really still is today. But, you know, when you're good with it, you can make it work. It can throw players off. And it forces the Zerg to play a very different game. I should say mech against Zerg is what I meant.
Yeah, yeah.
But, yeah, and it requires a different skill set for the Zergs. And he's just going to drop Queens. I love this.
Well, as long as he's dropping the creep so he can use some transfusions. But,
yeah.
I mean, this feels to me like Maru should be able to hold on against this, honestly.
Well, let's see. I mean, we have some Ravagers coming out here.
Dude, he got rid of the Overseer already.
Well, it's coming. The Overseer is going to come out again.
Yeah.
4 Banshees is a lot, but...
That's all. Yeah, that's a huge amount of damage output. He lifted up off his 3rd, so he doesn't lose that command center or anything. He will lose some of these depots. Probably including that supply drop one, so a little bit painful for sure.
Oh,
Tanks
man.
are out here. DRG continues to push forward.
Yeah, there's just one more tank remaining. I have to imagine there's more being made, but the SCVs are trying to get in the way. Another set of Biles takes the other tank out. I think Maru's going to lose this game.
Maybe you're right about that. Like, his SCVs are pretty much gone, and DRG just continues to macro and rally up. So few units left over. The Banshee's unable to hold on, it seems. They've done a huge amount of damage here, but just enough Queens to keep them back. Look at this. He's dropped to 35 workers, losing 44 SCVs, but he might stabilize. It seems like he is, right?
Well, I mean, he's in a pretty bad position. He can't take his 3rd, right? It's not like he's just held off the attack. He's kind of... encased in his, 2 bases. There's creep everywhere, and Zerg's on 4 bases. Granted, one thing is this tech does not exactly transition that well into later on, but I think he's actually got more reinforcements coming into it to make this attack maybe a killing blow. I think we're going to see if that works right now.
Yeah, he's getting right up on top of these siege tanks. The Queens are still there to push Banshees back, so that's going to be a GG.
Oh my God.
Maru's really on the brink of elimination right now, Tasteless. Not looking so hot for him. I mean, that was a smooth kill there from DRG. Maru's strategy overall, like, it seemed like he just wanted to be so active on the map, so harassment-based, but DRG just kind of slammed him there. You're sitting there with, like, 3 Cyclones, and he made some good moves. Like, he picked off the Overseer right away, so his Banshees did extra damage and all that, but at the end of the day, he didn't really have the tanks. He didn't really have the fortified position to stop such a crazy attack from DRG.
Yeah, he did not. And, I don't know about using that build when everything is going to come down to the next 1 or 2 games for Maru. I don't like it.
Okay.
I'll talk more about that when we get into this. Our game's loading up. DRG Maru, game 2. Maru down 0-1 in the series, down 0-2 so far in his previous best of 3s, and could be eliminated in this next one we've got right now. Okay, we've got a drone coming out immediately. Might be skipping intros. I was going to talk about that strat last game, but let's just see what this does.
You think it's just offensive hatchery?
Maybe.
I would imagine. Like, what else are you doing with this?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. I'm like, he's looking for barracks. He's looking for a Makarax. Yeah, you're completely right. What else would he be doing that? Real quick, before the strategy kicks off, I don't like that Maru did something that we basically just never see him do ever. I'm sure that strategy can be strong, but I feel like we've seen Maru win so many times by just playing middle of the road when he needs to.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised to see him doing these kind of not gimmicky builds, but they're so out there, and there's a reason why we don't see them that often. And I feel like the ebb and flow of a build like that is not going to work against DRG. DRG is going to see weakness. He's going to see that you never got stim, that your mech has already started late, that Banshees can be dealt with by techniques like he implored in that last game, dropping with overlords and putting creep down there. So yeah, that's too bad to see him do this. This game, DRG is going to try to do basically like a strategic rug pull on Maru early on.
I think it's just a very straightforward Roach all-in.
Yeah.
There's the Roach Warren. There is a Reaper on the way, but no SCV went across. So, I mean, this looks very, very good for DRG right now. It feels like he's going to 2-0 Maru. It's going to be DRG's fault that we don't have any Terrans in the round of 6.
I mean, this is looking like a pretty good opener for, that Maru's doing for DRG to just kill him with.
Yeah.
The Reaper has no utility when it comes to an attack like this coming at you.
Pretty much.
I mean, Reaper versus Roach is just... There's a reason why we don't see Reapers made after the first minute or 2 of the game.
One Ling is out right now. The Reaper's going to come over and see no hatchery, and Maru is going to be having the sirens going off in his head. This is tough. All right, some SCVs coming down. I guess he just has to throw down bunkers and see what he can get done. Comes up, sees double gas, so he's going to know that it's Roach. Some nice harass. Like I like the Reaper.
But DRG has not yet dropped a drone. He's been pretty perfect about just, swapping out each drone in each position.
He's actually killing some good amounts, but oh god, 3 Ravagers against 3 Marines? That doesn't sound very fair.
Yeah, and the bunker, well, one of them at least isn't going to finish, at least not for a little bit. And the Ravager's actually getting stuck on the outside. He might want to try to snipe the Marines before they come in.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what he does there. The amount of damage is getting pretty insane at the moment. 9 SCV kills thus far. It's 10 drones, though, against 17 SCVs. So Maru's going to stay in this while he still feels like he has a chance.
Well, it's going to be about Maru trying to hang on right now. This pack's a real punch. No, that's... the Reaper. Oh, I was wrong about you,
Very
Reaper,
nice.
Earlier on. You're so good.
Very nice. Cyclone is about to pop out, and obviously the Cyclone is going to do a pretty good job against these. All right, gets that lock on.
Oh, that
Another
landed
Cyclone
on those
gets
SCVs.
Yeah. A couple more vials coming out. Another nice lock on. DRG trying to out micro.
Trying to out micro a Cyclone. Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Imagine trying to. No, I'll just try to kite it. What?
I mean, it looks to me like that's it. Yeah. Okay, I like the idea from DRG, but Maru really kept his cool, dealt with it. I think that DRG could have microed a little bit better with the initial push. He took a lot of damage on a Ravager. Maru did do a nice little drill maneuver, which he then stopped, which popped a Ravager out towards his Marine.
Right.
Or Marines. So that definitely helped a little bit with that hold, but Yeah, not the crispest execution. I can't even think of the word execution right now.
It's not the best, how do you say, execution? As the French say, execution.
Le execution.
Le execution. We're going to go to the final map. This is going fast, man.
Yeah, we're having some...
Not even a half hour into the show. We're already to the third game. Nautilus for game 2. Definitely won't see that strat from DRG in game 2, and we probably won't see Maru try what he did in game 1. So this should be a fresh one.
Oh, yeah, 4-player map. I'm ready.
All right, guys, let's go and find out who wins between DRG and Maru.
2022 GSL Season 1. Team MB, DRG. Onside Gaming, Maru.
All right, Maru, nothing too fancy here. I like how we have the X-Men logo at the expansion there for DRG.
Mm-hmm. And we're just two Professor Xaviers over here.
Yeah.
Unable to game, like our legs don't work, but guy in the chat.
Hey, all right. A guy in the chat, in the audience.
Now a guy in the audience, no longer a guy in the chat.
Oh, I think he's still a guy in the chat.
So good to see you guys down in the studio. It's so cool to have an audience again.
It is.
I think, as the next couple weeks, pass here, we're gonna have the studio fill up a little bit more and more. I think some people still a little bit wary to get out.
Yeah, sure.
I'm certainly not one of them, but it is it's good to kind of have people gathering again. We basically just in the city of Seoul just lifted the restrictions.
Yeah.
So I know some places, some people are still in lockdown. Other places, there's nothing. Everything's back to normal.
There's still rules here and stuff. But,
for sure, but slowly getting back to the old days.
So, there are vertical spawns on the right side. I think you're probably happy with that as Terran. You probably don't want cross spawn, right?
I think that, yes, especially someone like Maru, you can push very easily from the north down to the south.
Yeah, it's certainly a little bit quicker. One thing to note is that a lot of 4-player maps in StarCraft 2 have that speed-up zone in the middle to try to negate some of the distance across for cross-spawn. Because that's one of the really big differences for 4-player maps. It's certainly something that we know about very well in StarCraft 1, where cross-spawn changes everything about your strategies. Because it's just, the extra 7 seconds or something it is, or 5-7 seconds, whatever it comes out to be on an average map. Changes a lot at the pro level.
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of matchups, there's really always one race that's kind of burdened with defending, the other with pushing or trying to close it out. There are cheeses that kind of change that, that detail, but yeah, I mean, if you're Terran, you want to basically be closer to the Zerg. Or in a perfect world, if you were to just try to only make Terrans win everything, you'd probably want them closer and closer and closer,
Smaller maps in general.
Smaller maps tend to favor Terran on.
Yeah, with closer bases.
Whereas, if you're a Zerg, and, you want to be the master of the universe and make all the Zergs win, you just make all the maps actually bigger than they already are.
You just make the maps StarCraft 2 maps?
Yeah.
You want?
You just leave things as they are right now.
Yeah. I mean, it could be more Zerg,
Yeah.
I'm sure there are things that you could do, but it's fine as is as well.
But this is, I'd say, positionally good for Maru. I hope he doesn't do anything that's too out there.
Fusion Core.
Oh, well, that's not too out there. That's fine.
Yeah, it's not as trendy, but we've seen it a couple times now.
Yeah,
I guess
already
it's the second
this
time
tournament.
this season. Yeah.
Is it the third time? I thought we had it
Is it the third? It
Could be.
might be the third. I know that we saw it the other day. It was kind of interesting. But
yeah, this was much more popular about 2 to 3 years ago. This was like, and it wasn't just like one type of build. There was a whole bunch of different battlecruiser builds.
there were. I think it settled for the most part on BC into mech.
Yeah.
The BC into bio builds didn't really seem to fare quite as well, so I'm assuming we're going to see mech here.
Yeah, when we had BC into bio, it seemed like you had 1 to sometimes 3 BCs, and you would just try to keep pushing.
Yeah, remember there was for a little bit the option to just go BCs endlessly. Back when Special played against Cyril in the finals of a WCS stop, I can't recall which city, but where he made like 20 BCs or something, and then it just, you know, then it comes down to really silly spellcasting and trying to scan ahead to see where everything's.
Yeah.
But eventually people figured out that like 3 BCs generally is the right number. So I assume we're going to see 3 BCs out of Maru.
The Vikings just going to try to clear some overlords over here. And this game is basically going to build up into a lot of tension here, as Zerg is going to have to kind of hop over to this bottom left quadrant. There's basically only one expansion pattern for Zerg on this map, and they need to get over there, and that's going to be when Terran is pushing. So, you know, a lot of times Smith bases come fairly easily to Zerg. This is not one of those maps.
Now look at this. Warps the BC in on top of the Queens.
Oh, and he could basically use it as a magnet for the Queens so that these Hellions come through. This is actually pretty genius.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, I guess you're right about that. That's what I thought what you were saying was pretty fanciful, and then it actually happened. I'm like, all right,
true,
yeah.
man.
No, I guess so. That was a pretty sick bait, because now he's killed 15 drones with these Hellions, which is awesome.
So, I mean, that's that. That's a lot of killed workers. I don't think it's the end of the world right now for DRG, but that's a pretty comfortable spot. I mean, granted, you do sacrifice all those Hellions to get in there. It's not bad for Maru at all. I think it's
great,
amazing. Yeah.
And he's actually just going tank Hellion behind. He's actually getting Blue Flame very, very, very quickly.
Oh, cool.
Which is going to work out well for him, because there's already a melee attack upgrade, right? So, like, he was already investing in Lings. That was what he wanted to go for. Of course, this strategy will catch you off guard with that occasionally. But Maru now starting his upgrades. We do have the Infestation Pit and Roach Warren coming up here for DRG as he starts a transition into more of an anti-mech unit set.
So he's going to come in once more. And I kind of like that little mid-game maneuver and how this sets up nicely so that Zerg's basically in a rebuilding phase for a little bit of time while you're still trying to fill in your mech tech. It actually makes a lot of sense for these spots on this map specifically.
Now, DRG is actually going Swarm Host.
Oh.
So that's kind of cool, right? Like, it's certainly something that you can do against mech. We certainly haven't seen it in Korea for quite some time. But it is a valid way to play, where you just kind of harass them endlessly and gain value because mech is much more slow-moving. But the BCs, I think, are going to make it a little bit harder for the Storm Host to do what they're supposed to do. BCs are just so mobile, and, you know, they can do the defense. They can push back Swarm Host if you're trying to use Nidus, which we don't see yet, but they would be able to help deal with that as well. This base is never going to work against Swarm Host. Maybe that's why he made the decision. Because, like, as soon as you see Locust, you may as well lift this thing off. It's just too close, you know?
Yeah.
He could launch that from his main base and kill it.
Yeah. Well, the first of the Locusts are going to hatch and come out here. And again, I mean, some really high-value targets here, like these 2 tanks.
And that's a lot of Locusts. He's going to lose the tanks. Hellbats get pulled back. So that little defense he put on really didn't end up working out.
You know, the SCVs are actually stuck down here.
I'm honestly surprised that he let the Planetary finish. Like, when you see the
Planetary gonna
Swarmos there...
Is he going to save that?
He might.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I couldn't even play-by-play that.
I'm actually shocked he saved it. That thing was so low, man. Like, one more Roach that could have fallen.
I know. It was a real, like, tug-of-war there with the HP. But he's going to come in here with a second wave of Locusts, and I'm not so sure, man. I mean, I feel like this is going to be pretty tough to deal with.
Yeah.
You know, he could basically get, I think, every tank that we see on screen, right?
Well,
I don't know
he's
about
repairing the hell out of this, so
he's
let's
also,
see.
I feel like he's overcommitting on the planetary, where
Yeah.
like you can actually isolate the planetary from everything else.
Well, I think if you just use Locust, every time you're launching out your Locust, you're killing like 2-3 tanks.
Yeah.
And then you start going after the planetary when you can. But yeah, I think you're right. Like, he's committing a little bit too hard with actual units.
So this is actually, I think, a pretty smart idea. But things are getting crazy. He's going to have this set of Roaches and Ravagers attacking the orbital up here. But the BCs are just going to tear right into the third base and force the drones to evacuate.
Now the BCs fly right into the main base. The Queen's trailing them, trying to chase them down. There are a lot of Corruptors on the way, so that's certainly going to help. Yamato about third of the way done. They should have their jumps here still as well, so they'll deal their damage and get out. And the planetary
it goes
does
down.
fall.
We didn't get to see it actually fall, but it is taken out. And these Roaches are still killing a couple workers back here.
Loses one BC, by the way.
And the swarm hosts remain. And this means that now the third base is going to be a pretty desirable target for DRG to attack, because whenever you have swarm hosts, I mean, you want to just keep using them, right? I mean, it is sort of this unlimited resource with the fact that they just you have to work with the cooldown, right, instead of energy or any kind of resources. And so I think actually Maru might be close to being picked off here. I mean, the Corruptors are defeated in the air fight, but the ground fight is almost more important here. The only thing that's really keeping the Terran in the game at all is the fact that there are 3 battle cruisers. But I mean, making more Corruptors and certainly chucking more Locusts into the Terran is very easy for the Zerg to do.
Yeah, and he definitely can continue this, and it certainly looks good for DRG, in my opinion, as well. Maru has a very high worker count. He does have very high quality units as well. So we'll see if he's able to hold on. Like, I don't think so, but here we go. Throw some Yamatos down. Corruptors being reduced a little bit here, but chasing down the BCs. One of them has died already. Another one about to go down. That's it. GG.
Okay.
And I believe that is Maru's elimination right there. I do not think that he has any chance to get through now. He can still affect the outcome of the group quite heavily because he has games to play, but he's 0-3. You're not.
I mean, it's weird to
like
say,
he
man.
literally he needs the 2 other 1-1 guys to lose both badly, right?
No, it's impossible.
Well, he went 1-2 every time. So if the other 2 1-1
maybe
guys
you're
go
right.
0-2-0-2 and he goes 2-0 in his next match, maybe. I could see that maybe being enough for him. So maybe there is a slight chance, but it's not just up to him anymore.
I can't believe it, man. That's just wild. We're going to have an interview with DRG, see how he's feeling. He has just defeated Maru in honestly a pretty interesting series, a little bit shorter than I would have expected. But that also means kind of some of the breaking news of this group is that Maru's 0-3. Anyways, let's see how DRG's feeling after his win.
All right, so this is the week 2 of the round of 10 Group B. We're going to have an interview with DRG, who just defeated Maru. So he's currently first place in Group B with an overall score of +2. So how do you feel today? Well, I'll be really happy if I advance out of the group. You know, Maru is currently at 3 losses, so you know I think he might be eliminated surely. So it kind of feels bad for me that I have to let him go because he's a nice guy. He's close to me. And today we got to see some Banshee mechanic from Maru. So Banshee mechanic hasn't appeared in a pro game for a long time. So how do you make a counterplay? Well, for other maps, it could be quite tricky to deal with. But this was on Berlingrad, and then, you know, he was right in front of my base. So, you know, I think the reason why I was able to win is because I scouted, and then I realized that he's going for the Banshee mechanic, and that helped me provide the counterplay. You know, I thought the Reaper would back off after he saw my base, but you know he didn't. And then I was quite startled about that.
빌드 노린 빌드가 아니기도 했고 좀 운이 많이 안 따랐던 것 같아요.
And today, I think in general, Maru was just not lucky.
행성 요새도 사실 못 깼었고 그 전에도 뭐 화염차의 피해도 많이 입고 상당히 게임이 어려운.
That's right. So the game could have gone a lot worse because of Maru's plays in the game, but it didn't. So can you talk us through the game?
절대 못 이기는 게임이었는데 되게 하필 가로 세로여가지고.
I mean, like if our bases were situated diagonally, I probably wouldn't be able to win. But it was like horizontal, so I was able to win.
섰는데 잘 통했던 것 같아요.
And I think generally my strategy worked out really well for me. So you have a ZVZ left. So ahead of the ZVZ, anything you want to say?
저전도 좀 많이 제가 최근에 방송 경기에서 저전 이겨본 게 언제인지.
I mean, recently, I haven't been doing so good with the ZVZ matchup.
자신감이 많이 떨어져 있는.
So my confidence has dropped a lot.
영웅 이기면.
But if I do beat Dark today, I think I might be able to set my eyes on the first place of Group B. Alright, we look forward to your good performance in the match against Dark. Alright, so that was DRG after securing the win in match 6. Alright, so the upcoming match is between Creator and Hero. It is a PvP. It will be very soon.
Seagulls flying overhead, and owls down in the sand. Little crabs walking over our legs, and we were together just like lovers should have been. Like the changing tides, you have changed your mind, and now you are no longer mine. But last summer, you were holding my hand. Last summer, you were laying in my bed. Last summer, we were more than just friends. But that was last summer. In my hair, and I miss your emerald stare, and I wish you were still here in your red sundress, watching the sunset by the pier. In your red sundress, watching the sunset by the pier. Last summer, you were holding my hand. Last summer, you were laying in my bed. Last summer, we were more than just friends. But that was last summer. That was last summer. That was last summer. That was last summer. Like the changing tides, you have changed your mind. Now you are no longer mine. With tears in my eyes, I recall the times when I had you by my side. Last summer, you were holding my hand. Last summer, you were laying in my bed. Last summer, we were more than just friends. But that was last summer. 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 That was last summer We were bike dirt tires on paved concrete, on the right roads, just had the wrong wheels. But I see you back in town, same shortcut jeans, my head still spins, my heart still feels like riding a bike, just you and I down a long back road, your brown hair blowing in the wind like it did that day, and all the teenage summer nights when I loved you, you loved me too. It was so easy, still get that feeling when our eyes meet. I can hop back on our love like riding a bike, like riding a bike. 'Cause babe, our hands still fit, you still get that smile, and you widen curves still drive me wild and bring me right back to wishing I didn't have to go, and thinking maybe we should give it one more try tonight. Just take it slow like riding a bike, just you and I down a long back road, your brown hair blowing in the wind like I did that day, and all the teenage summer nights when I loved you, you loved me too. It was so easy, still get that feeling when our eyes meet. I can hop back on our love like riding a bike, like riding a bike.
Studio Live 2022 GSL Season 1 Cold Ass.
Welcome back, everybody. I still can't get over the fact that Maru's 0-3.
I know, it's
But I
rough.
better get used to it because we've got a lot more matches to go through tonight.
right.
Up next, and this is one I'm really curious about, Creator versus Hero,
Yeah.
a PvP. Now, Hero's 1-1, so that's not a whole lot to work with. But the fact that Creator's 2-0 and the people that he did beat, it's phenomenal. So,
Yeah.
can he do it now in a Protoss versus Protoss is the question I'm asking myself.
Very different from the other matchups.
Sure is.
PvP generally rewards a lot of aggression and a lot of sneakery, and those are things that Hero has in spades. And he is better at micro than Hero, which is going to help him as well. I would dare say I think that Creator's going to have his first match loss of the tournament. Like, I really favor Hero here.
But the same way that I was kind of in denial about Game 1, where I'm like, there's no way Maru's going to lose this. You're in denial about this game right now, Arto.
Is that right?
Creator's going to go 3-0 in this group.
You can't go 2 Forge Colossus in this matchup, Tasis.
No, you can't. But you could maybe still do a Void Ray Rush and make it work. I don't know.
yeah.
Maybe still force that strat to somehow pan out. I don't know.
Well, I think Hero's probably going to mix it up early and often here. But you know what? Maybe Creator can just parry all of his attacks, right? Like, you play a nice defensive game, I could see him holding, but like, if it comes down to them battling, like scuffling with units, Hero's going to get ahead.
Hero's still got some of the best control, and he has some very different approaches to the Protoss race compared to everybody else. I mean, he really does march to his own beat. We're going to start this off on Glittering Ashes, then Berlingrad for Map 2, and if we get to Map 3, it's going to be on Hardwire.
I am ready for it. Yeah, I'm going 2-0 Hero, to be honest.
2-0 Hero?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's not unreasonable.
We're going to mix this group up right now, Tasteless.
If we do, man, we could end up in a very confusing situation. We could have a lot of 2-2s here, man.
I know. Wouldn't that be wild?
Yeah.
And poor Maru, if everyone else is 2-2, how screwed he is.
Yeah. All right, guys. Glittering Ashes has loaded up. Creator vs. Hero starts now.
2022 GSL Season 1. Team MB, Creator. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Hero.
So I mean, this GSL, out of I don't even know how many we've done so far. This one is so far Creator's real breakout performance. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's
Hero
a
is
gateway right here.
Maca-gating.
Yeah, it's a Maca-gate. Let's see what he wants to do with this. I mean, when the probe comes in scouts, it's going to look like there's a gateway in his main or somewhere like that.
He might think Cannon Rush. He might think Proxy Gate.
Yeah, and so this is going to sound a lot of alarms.
Well, he won't see a Forge, so I guess he'll probably think Proxy Gate, right?
Yeah, well, we have seen games won, like just 2-gate proxy, like it's, 1998. It does sometimes throw people off depending on what opening they do.
Yeah, Creator right now. Let's see how he deals with this.
So what I was going to say was that, Creator is a much more emotional player and tends to underperform. Hero is actually one of the most comfortable players we've ever had in our studio. He's not phased. He always seems to play well. He seems to be in good spirits, win or lose.
Yeah, it is a good point. I think if you play like him, you need to have this type of attitude.
Yeah.
Because the amounts of risks that he is willing to take, he can have great days and he can have terrible days because of that. Now, this is just a fast expansion from Hero. So, I mean, he is I don't even know how to word this. Like, the amount that he has switched this up and made this look like different things. It's like, originally there's no gate, and you're thinking, oh, am I being cheesed? And then suddenly there's a Nexus there. It's like, oh, God, it's just completely not what he thought. Now, we see that Creator is making a proxy pylon, so most likely this is just going to be a Stalker shield battery rush.
Yeah, and Creator was sort of forced into this position, but, if Hero loses to this, wouldn't that be a funny result,
Yeah.
You trick them. And
don't forget, now that you get half energy, like, this is not going to be as strong. All the batteries Hero warps in, there's, he's going to have plenty of energy. Here with the Creator warp-ins, not as much. It's going to be tough.
So he sees the batteries. He should see the gate, or at least know as well what's coming. Another battery's thrown down here. Our Stalkers are just now going to come meet. It's 2-2, though. But with a battery present, it's going to be enough to force him back, and more batteries are going to be made. Creator, if anything he can get here, maybe a probe snipe would actually be pretty handy.
Anything at all is really fantastic.
Any kill is... Oh,
that's
my
huge.
God!
Huge moment.
He's the chosen one.
Was I that foolish, Tasteless, to think that he would not continue to win?
I'm embarrassed for you. I am physically feeling embarrassment. I mean, this is the first time I've cringed with you, man. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you thought Creator wasn't going to go 3-0 in this group?
Well, now you've told me a lot about yourself, and I'm actually cringing that you've never cringed with me. Because that means your tolerance is too high. There's something wrong with you.
I got something missing in my brain.
Oh, the Void Ray pops out now. Has to go back to his own shield batteries here. I mean, still looking good for Creator, though. He's got 3 gates now. Not looking good for Hero, man. The greatest gamer is here.
Yeah. I mean, this is looking to be pretty dicey. If the Void Ray is shot down at all, and okay, he gets 1 kill. His second Void Ray is going to come.
Oh.
He gets healed up.
Yeah, he overcharges a different battery. Has to switch what's healing him. I mean, he's got 2 Voids alive, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
But the Stalker count is getting pretty absurd here.
Okay, snipes another battery.
Overcharge is over.
There's not enough room, by the way, on these for powering area here. He doesn't have that much more room for batteries. So another important thing to note here.
Yeah. Oh, this is just so bad right now for Hero, losing another one.
Okay, wipes the shields on that Stalker. Again, the Nexus is an easy source to try to attack, but really you want to, if you could successfully dive on 1 or 2 of these Void Rays, it charges them up.
Yeah, he gets rid of one of them, and that is such an important moment because eventually you can hit a Void Ray count that is just going to slap the Stalkers down, and he's being prevented from that right now.
He's baiting them forward. That Nexus is low enough. He won't lose the game if he loses the Nexus, but it'll also open up surface areas so that the Stalkers can advance.
Yeah, that's very true. And there's the overcharge.
Doesn't commit.
Oh, he can use the overcharge to heal the Nexus up as well. Exactly what he's doing here.
Yeah. game's being played on a knife's edge here.
Really
There's
is.
so many stalkers. We're getting to the point where you can start to one-shot stuff, where batteries don't actually play any factor at all.
And that's exactly what he's doing now, picking off everything. And Hero is dead. Creator going to take game number 1.
Artosis is cringing at himself right now. It's unreal.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard for Hero to 2-0 him now.
GG. Oh, look at Creator. He's like, you can just feel the emotion. Those tongue moves, man.
Actually,
that's when you're like so happy that you're trying to not smile, but you can't because your brain is making yourself smile because you're so happy.
Yes, that's actually exactly what that is, man. I have kids, and I've seen them do that where they're trying not to smile and the tongue starts being
the tongue
like
starts making little weird rolls and stuff.
Creator right now looking poised to just win the group and go to the round of 4, man. That is crazy.
Dude, this is crazy. And I mean, what a group. He like just keeps doing it. And like, again, what's funny about that last game was Hero is like, I'm going to trick you. And then he did. And then Creator's like, I guess I'll do this because this is probably the best move, and wins with it.
Yeah. Pretty damn well done. Hero, was he too fancy?
Yes.
Was it overconfidence?
Yes.
All right, let's buckle it down, Hero.
Let's buckle it down. Burlingrad. Why can I not say this map name? I don't know. I don't know.
2022
It says I'm
GSL
smiling too
Season
much.
1.
I'm doing Creator tongue rolls with my mouth.
Team MB, Creator. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Hero.
So we've got a probe moving out. It's from Creator. This time the gateway is in the main here for Hero.
Yes, but it's not over at the ramp where
It's to the side.
you see it more often.
He's just going to confirm there's no proxy here as well. But let's see where Creator's probe goes. This is going to be just out of the vision range. You know, the pathing in StarCraft 2 is so smooth that you can like really easily just know that they're never going to see this if they right-click into a certain
You never have a worker just do a loop-de-loop.
Yeah. The workers don't serpentine like they do in Brood War.
All right, comes over, sees exactly what's what, so even if he had a heart palpitation, it's over now. And, you know, there has occasionally been some interesting moves where you don't wall in. I liked it a lot as a ladder build back in the day because as soon as you don't see the wall in, you're like, I'll make some adepts. But if your opponent is like, well, I'm going to bait him to make adepts here, right?
Yeah.
And they actually just play defensively against those adepts, you can just prevent all damage, and suddenly your opponent's like doing something they didn't plan because they think they can get a quick win. But at this level, you kind of already know the ins and outs of this. I don't think that Creator looks at this and says, well, I'm just going to win with adepts. In fact, he makes 2 stalkers here.
Yeah.
He's saying, no, I'm not going to be baited into that.
And although the opening's a bit tricky, I was about to say this. There's nothing too tricky about this build overall. Like you can go into a normal game, but the Twilight Council out here from Hero, maybe a setup for DTs, maybe
possibly, yeah. It could be DTs. It could be
maybe Blank, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably DT, but we'll see.
Yeah, it would seem like it would make a lot of sense to hide that. Well, no, I guess, you know, PvP's a funny matchup. There's so many things you can do that are sneaky.
I think
but the probe's going to make it,
It's generally just good to hide stuff. Like, why not? Okay, so Creator has gone for 2 adepts now. The Stargate's going to be finishing. That DT tech. We'll see if he flies over with the Oracle. I don't think so. I think he'll probably go to the like bottom leftish area and up, or just straight across. I think that's a pretty reasonably hidden Dark Shrine. Creator pushing up a bit. course, as he's come up, oh, okay. Well, he gets a little bit of scout, but overall, I think you're happy as Hero.
Yeah, well,
you lose 2 probes for 2 adepts right now. I think you're completely fine with that.
The Dark Shrine's about to finish. And, I mean, this is just a loss, right? I mean, he doesn't have any...
There's, like, some small chance, I think, of an Oracle coming out next, but I think you're right. I think it's likely that he's just going to die. I mean, 2 DTs get there, and you don't have anything yet.
Yeah, well...
Oh, okay, I actually does have the Oracle.
Actually didn't see I didn't see that either, to be honest. We were both talking about other stuff.
The Oracle makes way more sense than... you know, the Void Ray is a great defensive unit.
Look at Hero. Hero's like, oh no, my probes are better protect them.
Yeah, there's another Oracle on the way as well, so... DT, gonna just walk in here. Probably see it. Oh, he doesn't have the energy for a recall right now. So, yeah, he's just gonna body block some.
Creator.
Very nice.
Kartra.
Kartra. Is that what you're calling creators?
Yeah,
Kartra? Yeah. Kartra.
Yeah.
It sounds like a Thundercat name.
Yeah.
Okay, Creator actually turns on an Oracle to help kill the Adepts.
There's one more DT.
Did he turn on both Oracles?
I think so.
Dude. Well, Revelation isn't that much, but it's DTs, man. I feel like you want to be careful here. Okay, so he does have the energy for one. There we go.
All right, it is going to get a couple probe kills. That is 8 total. That puts Creator, or Kartra, 25. Whereas we've got Hero at 32.
Kartra. It's like his Stargate name or
That's right.
He's one of the aliens from Stargate. He names himself Kartra.
Okay, he takes the pylon out. There is one DT lurking on the map. And where are we now, you know, as things kind of dial back a bit here? We've got Blink finishing for Hero.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's actually, the DT is no longer going to lurk on the map. It's going to come in here and take some kills. Good reactions.
Yeah, look at the worker count. Plus 10 for Hero. He's about to have Blink. I like Hero's position, like, so much more.
Well, I think that basically Creator's going to try to just dive here and win, and it's not going to pan out.
I think you're right about that.
Especially when Blink finishes. Like, how do you finesse this? But let's see.
It's done. So, look at that. You can't catch this stuff. Look at him just run away, Tasteless. Yeah, I think Creator is... like, I think it's just over, honestly.
Yeah, well, it was, you know, Hero made it weird.
All he has to do is micro well, and that's it.
He said, I'm going to make it weird, and then he made it weird. And between Blink and the battery, I think we'll probably just see Creator tap out. I mean,
he's gonna try to bring it forward, but he's down like 14 workers right now, and he's playing against Blink. Like, I guess you can try to do some sort of all-in, right? Like, either make some... I don't think even Immortals will do it, because
I think
Hero
it's too
just
late.
goes into charge from here, how do you, like, maybe... You know, when you're really behind, you can go Blink Disruptor and just kind of, like, pray that you get the perfect shots, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's the best comeback composition that Protoss has in this matchup. And Protoss has in this matchup, that's kind of redundant, but being a PvP and all,
yeah.
We'll see if that's what he goes for. I think Hero's play is just about perfect, though. He's taking a third Nexus, and as long as he goes, like, Observer plus Charge, like, it's hard to imagine anything Creator can do being this far behind economically and army-wise.
Okay. I just don't see a world where he's going to be able to come out on top. I think the third base was a wise decision. There's no need for Hero to try to counterattack. It makes a lot more sense to just try to, you know, get further ahead and play it safe. Hero is going to just try to match him, albeit, you know, down with about 10 workers. Man, Creator's been playing so well. It is so impressive.
Yeah, it really is.
You know, and this wasn't a bad game from him. This was definitely, I think, one of the toughest games he's had in the tournament so far.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
You know, and it's also a bad build that he opened up with versus a perfectly hidden DT rush.
Yeah, when the DT's completely a surprise, it is tough. He microed pretty well against it overall, but I don't think he dealt with the DTs quite well enough. And
Right.
you know, Hero, as soon as you give him an inch, man, he takes a mile. All right, sets off that shield, getting ready for a possible engage. I mean, you can probably blink forward and just two-volley this Immortal.
Yeah.
And picking off the Immortal right now is
Oh,
amazing.
I thought he was going to get a sentry. That might have been a misclick.
It gets a Stalker and a Sentry now.
He's like, I'm back.
Yeah, the battery's done, so...
I ran away, but I didn't want to go.
And, you know, Creator he's doing what he can here, but he's hemorrhaging units. He just does not have enough. Second Immortal comes out, but here comes the charge, right? Hero's not vastly up in army supply right now. He's taking a 4th base, though.
Okay, that was really bad. You know, one of the ways you can lose when you're actually in great shape is to overextend and just take engagements that are bad for you. We're starting to see a little bit of that with Hero.
Well, we suddenly have tied up worker counts, so that's a big
Right.
deal. And now it's 3 Immortals against the Blink Stalkers. Okay, he does pick one off, so that's good.
Yeah, but down to 2, and a 3rd Immortal going to come in and replace him.
Hero might be just being a little bit too fancy. I think he's still got this 100%, but honestly, I think if you just sit back and macro up your Zealots for a moment and then come across the map with everything, how is your opponent going to stop mass charge?
It seems like when you get ahead in positions like this, the best way to play is to actually simplify the game.
Yes,
You know,
absolutely.
when you get a substantial lead, and I think this is actually a teachable moment, Artosis, but you know, you see these players that will try to get so fancy when they're ahead, and it's like, actually, dude, just stay, in a mirror matchup especially, it's like, just stay up at base and kind of watch, look for an opening, and I think, you know, when we saw those Stalkers come down there, you need to be conservative with moves like that. So Hero's actually kind of leaned into the tech that he had. He's got a lot of Stalkers. He's got Zealots in here with the mix. There are no Immortals here, so basically, Creator's army is more sophisticated, but there's more tricks you can do with this many Stalkers that might make the math on this a little bit more fuzzy.
And he's just going to GG
taps out.
Yeah, I mean, you have to kind of bring your entire army to deal with anything that Hero's doing
The
at
War
that point.
Prism changes everything. You can't protect your main anymore.
Creator, though, little smile on his face. Seems like he doesn't mind it that much, and that's good, as long as he can kind of keep his cool. Because he got really far behind, and, you know, he played all right after that, but he was, I mean, just looking at the probe advantage and the tech advantage, how is Hero ever going to lose that?
Now, that game can't be recreated, right? I mean, that was Hero basically doing some sneaky stuff, but Creator in Game 3, I mean, what are we going to get here, I wonder? You know, we've had some tricky plays from Hero every time. Game 1, it did backfire. Again, a big moment here. If Creator wins this, he's going to be 3-0 in his group, which is insane.
Yeah. And it's going to get to the point where, like, he's running away with first place, which is pretty wild.
All right, guys, Hardwire for map 3. We're going to be starting the game right now. Who do you think takes it, Artosis? Hero, in your mind?
Yeah, I'll go with Hero on this. I think as long as he stays aggressive, don't be taking fast expansions. There's no reason. Like, he's better at the scuffles, he's better at the micro, he's better at the mind games. Creator is a better, like, kind of defensive, solid player. Don't play into him.
All right. I think maybe Creator, but I don't know. I'm not going to offer any analysis for my take on that.
2022 GSL Season 1.
I can tell you your analysis, Tasteless. Just jumped on the bandwagon, the Creator bandwagon,
Envy.
which you created.
I created the Creator hive mind, and now I'm trapped in it.
Yeah.
I agree with what you said, though. Play more conservative.
Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Hero.
I don't think you want to try to give Hero opportunities early on.
Yeah.
And the game that he won, it was him just reacting off what his opponent was doing.
Yeah, I think if you give them both, like, one base economy and any set of units on both sides, it's like that no one has screwed up yet. I like Hero's position. But as we start to expand, it's like, when you start to get to the area where you can kind of out-macro your opponent, like kind of defend and hit like the army that you're looking for, I think that's where Creator's going to start getting stronger. So, we'll see. Hero's already over here with the probe in the base.
It's 2 gates for Hero, whereas it's actually 2 now for Creator. It wasn't a second ago.
See how these builds pan out.
So there's so many ways a PvP can go, especially in the early game. I mean, it's kind of a nightmarishly complicated matchup early on. I mean, there's so many different approaches, so many ways you can hide stuff. You have to really know how all the little builds work against each other. So especially when you have 2 good Protoss players, it's always fun to see what exactly they want to do. Zealot and Stalker here for Creator.
Oh, that is interesting, isn't it?
That's...
I mean, the only thing
cool.
that can mean is that
Sentry?
you're... Oh, okay. Oh, I see exactly what it was. So he didn't have enough gas for the Sentry, but he wanted the gateway producing so that you can't tell what it is.
Yeah. So it looks like it could be like Stalker, for instance, and then he does an insta-cancel into Sentry, and the odds of you catching
or just
that,
build it behind and then cancel the Zoa.
Right.
Put it in the queue.
Because that animation's not going to catch you. You know, there's no way to see it.
So the Stargate coming up here for Hero. Adepts as well. Certainly going to see an Oracle out of him. Possibly multiple Oracles. Creator expanding. Hero 2. Like, when you see 2 builds like this, now, Creators is actually like a better standard macro play, right? Like, he's getting out sentries, which are going to allow him continual scouting. But I actually kind of like Hero's opener here because he's getting out Oracles, right? And that's going to give him a little bit more activity, right? Like, he's going to basically have what Creator has, but also a little bit more potential with the Oracles over the sentries. Like, he could get harassment damage. Stasis wards are a possibility.
Yeah, it's a good point.
I like Oracle expands against Sentry expands is what I'm trying to say.
But he did snipe that one Adept. Not the biggest steal in the world, but you're dropping stuff early on. You don't really have a lot to work with in any matchup, so anytime you see something taken out like that, unless it's like the Reaper or something in a matchup with Terran. And so they're both going into the Twilight Councils as well.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear you both go Blink here. And when they realize they're both going Blink, they should both go Forge. And, you know, you're going to be going into, like, your third base and everything there. But you never know. Sometimes someone decides, you know what, I'm gonna make a bunch more units here, maybe add a couple gates. The thing is, they're both able to scout each other so heavily, I think it's hard to catch your opponent off guard.
I think you're probably right. And so we have a game where basically directionally a lot of things have mirrored. There's been a few minor tech differences early on, but, you know, kind of big tech overall. It's going in a, you know, a similar direction. Nice sniping here. Going to get at least 3 probes.
Yeah, that's nice. Now suddenly they're tied up in those workers. And he's got those double oracles. Still has potential for damage. Got to watch out for that. If you have those two meet up somehow, you're going to be one-shot probes. You're not going to care about anything.
And it's
going
to
stasis warp, perhaps?
It's going to generate a lot of threats here. Does not actually set off in time. But, you know, this really kind of keeps Creator on his toes here. If he leaves, he knows Oracles could just dive in and wipe out everything that he has.
Totally. Both sides pretty heavy on those Stalkers. Now, I believe Hero did add a 3rd gateway. That, you know, he's been able to produce a few more units off of, and there's his 4th gateway, if I'm not mistaken here. So he's going to be the one that turns on the aggression. No big surprise there. The Robo is going to be finishing up here for Creator, who is taking his 3rd Nexus. But Hero, yeah, I mean, he's... Oh, Creator scouts this. This is kind of a big moment.
Ooh, even snipes it before the second pylon can go down.
Yeah, he is going to run out of there, though. He does not want to lose these units. He's making it immortal. Now, do you keep your third Nexus going? Ooh, this is... I love these Oracle moves.
Dude,
See, this is the kind of
everywhere. Oh my God!
Huge
And
one.
denying mining for that long and this much of a crucial moment.
I think you got to cancel this third Nexus, Tasteless, and he doesn't have much time for that before it warps in.
Well, he needs to make a call now because if he lets that finish and it's killed off, it's going to be huge. To Adepso, killing quite a lot of workers. A clunky engage over here. Mistakes made on both sides.
And Hero comes down. That Nexus has time to be canceled. Is he going to do it?
And he still hasn't really
God.
dealt with these two Adepts. The Nexus is canceled at literally the last second.
The Adepts have actually done quite a bit. Look at this. Creator with a big worker advantage. Hero does have his third Nexus coming, though, so that is something that he's gained through this move. Although now he's playing Stalker against Immortal. It's only a single... Oh, no, it is two Immortals now. Okay. Awesome for Creator. So I think from here, like... Okay, I like this very, very much from Creator. He's adding 3 more gates right now. He's actually just going to push.
Yeah, he's just going to try to end this game.
I
Good
think that's
maneuver here. Just
such a
gets
good move.
2 probes stunned. And he's basically going to take the fact that third base was taken away from him. He's going to use that money, make that into gateways. You got to be careful. There's so many Stalkers that, you know, the Immortals, really, if they get out of position, they disappear right away.
He sees everything that's happening here for Hero. Hero jumps forward and, oh my God, one volleys both of the Immortals. A huge moment here for Hero.
It seems almost like Creator even saw what was coming and just sort of didn't know how to mechanically deal with it.
Creator's only down, he's like at the same amount of Stalkers right now.
Yeah.
Very, very close.
And another Immortals coming in here, but it's 3 mining bases against 2 with stasises coming in endlessly. I mean, this has been a really masterful game here from Hero.
Yeah.
And I think we're almost near the end, you know, it feels like, with how much, you know, you're behind. These armies may look even, but growth-wise, I mean, Creator is in terrible shape. The Immortals back out, so he's going to push again. But, I mean, what a difficult map to try to navigate. You know, stasis is happening over and over. The one Immortal's going to probably be blunked on.
Oh, he does get to pull that one back, luckily. Hero's still up in that top left part of the map. Looking for that damage.
Yeah, I mean, Hero's mined so much, it's crazy.
Yeah, he's just getting miles ahead right now. Creator has a very small window to make something happen here. And Hero's actually making 3 batteries at home and 2 more gates. This is like the perfect thing to do. And notice how he just continually is making Stalkers as well. He did just start charge, but like the amount that this is the correct play, I think cannot be stressed, right? Like even though there's like Immortals coming out and he's actually kind of past the point of Stalkers where they can't even all fire at the same thing at once unless you blink on top of it, like he's covering the weak transition point into other tech by overmaking the Stalkers. So he's making it like unbelievably hard for Creator to attack him. And by the time Creator does attack him, I think he's going to cleanly be into the next tech, which is going to be charge lots.
I think you're probably right. Interesting to see Creator play, you know, when his back's against the wall like this. Not again. I really think he's brought a better version of himself than we've ever seen.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's so many of Creator's games, you'd occasionally see these moments of brilliance, but it was always clumsy. There were lots of overextensions. There was moments of irrationality. And even though he's probably going to lose this game, I think this is a definitely an impressive one. And he's still a real threat for this group to move on.
Yeah, I think he's absolutely still going to move on. Honestly, I think he's playing the best in the whole group, so I think he's still going to win even if he loses to Hero here. And it's not 100% that he's going to lose to Hero. They're on the same worker count, and Hero like covered himself with those extra Stalkers, but now he does have a lot of Stalkers. So if you can hold on to this next attack as Creator, look at that, free hits. But if you can hold on right now, like he's gonna have a better army when they get closer to max.
Yeah, that is true. His does scale a little bit better.
Yeah.
But, you know, Hero looks to be pulling the trigger right now. Okay, now the angling.
Oh, he doesn't have charge yet, Tasteless, but he has a lot of Zealots.
Oh, he's so far from charge, you're right.
Oof.
And I mean, slow Zealots are so useless.
They're pretty bad.
Yeah.
That Archon is going to, like, solo all those Zealots. But you know what? If he gets his charge done, maybe there's a chance. He's actually made so many Stalkers at this point as well. The Immortal is going to be very important.
Yeah, if Hero keeps having the hauling out here, maybe, you know, he'll buy enough time to have that charge. Again, though, it's going to be tough. Creator's army, good, but, you know, there's still all these threats being generated constantly by Hero, just like the one we're seeing right now.
These Oracles have been stupid how much damage they've done.
It's crazy.
It really is. The value that they have put into this game is absurd. I would love to have seen the kill counts on both those things. And the freeze counts, like we need stasis counters on them. How many probes did you actually freeze this game?
And with all that considered, Creator's still hanging on.
Yeah.
Just trailing behind a little bit in supply.
He's playing very steadily. You got to hand it to him. These guys both have 4th bases now. Lots of charge lots are being added. Both of them on 23 Stalkers, which is kind of funny. They somehow ended up exactly the same
amount. That seems to be the number in this game, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, that is the number. You need 23 exactly. I once played this guy that made 25. Oh, what a fool.
I know. I just started laughing. There was nothing he could do.
And the next game on the ladder, I hit someone who made 19. These guys just don't know how to play.
Now, Hero maxing out, we may see him attack in. Oh, my God. If the Stalkers could get the warp.
I think it would have been worth blinking like
blinking.
4 forward.
Yeah.
Like, not all of them, but
my thoughts
trade
exactly.
4 for no warp-ins.
Yeah.
I'm on board with that. Because really what I feel like we're seeing here is Hero plays better early on, and then Creator is just, he's becoming like a sick macro god. Now here we go. I mean, the Zealots are having a terrible time. Look at all these Zealots stuck for Creator up behind the pylon and everything. I feel like we have much better surface area here for Hero for most of this fight. But now a blink forward here, he gets rid of the Prism.
Yeah, he takes that out, and he's cornered all these Immortals.
Oh, my God. I can't believe it. Creator, what a god.
Well, we were talking about how, you know, his army was going to scale better when they maxed out.
Yeah.
They did max out. More Archons are going to be added to the mix.
You know, he's sitting there playing defensively. He gets the Prism. He has batteries there. He has the quick warp-ins and everything. It's hard for Hero to actually finish the game off right there. Now Hero running away. He's down 40 supply. How do you do this as Hero? Oh, that's how you do it, Tasteless. 2 disruptors. You get a good hit there, and suddenly you're back in the game.
Yeah, but he has to get those hits to connect first. And, I mean, this is not going to be easy. There's a lot coming from all the different sides. Comes in and snipes one.
Snipes 2.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, snipes 2.
Yeah, sends out another one out. I mean, an okay hit, but he really needed more than that. And Creator just took his hands off and did a little fist pump there, knowing that he has got this game now.
Yeah, he's doing it. He's pulling through. And the Stalker count's so low, the probe's at the top of the screen getting gunned down. Another wave warped in here of Zealots, but he blinks behind and uses the rest of the buildings as a line of defense.
And
oh my
there
God.
you go. That is about it. GG is called, and Creator stays in the lead of his group. What a killer. 3-0.
Not hiding that smile this time. He's going on to the round of 6. He's been working his ass off for over a decade. And
I think he actually just won the group with that.
Yeah,
he has one more match against a guy that's 1-1, I believe, right?
I think he has to win the group.
Wait, no. It's against DRG?
I actually don't know. I'm not used to this format.
Yeah, I'm trying to...
I should know that, but I don't. Look how happy he is, though.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, it's like he's going up against all the greatest in each of the matchups, and he's just winning.
Yeah. Well, now he's the greatest in each of the matchups.
Yeah.
I want to see him play Terran vs. Zerg next.
And for a guy that, like, plays this poorly normally, to see him have this breakout performance, that's an inspiration for everybody watching.
It was only a 10-year slump. He's finally back in form.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to be interviewing him now. Let's see how he's feeling, what he's thinking. He is 3-0 in Group B.
Creator defeats Hero, and then he moves on.
자, 먼저 현재까지 3전 전승, 승점 3점으로.
And currently you are 3 wins, 0 losses right now.
푸푸전 승리 소감부터.
So how do you feel after winning the PvP?
일단 너무 지금 기쁘고요.
So right now I'm just so rejoiced. I'm so happy.
까다롭게 하는
And Hero is a really tricky Protoss to play against.
생각하면서 게임 했는데도
So I really took that into account.
하면서 터질 것 같더라고요.
And you know, my brain was about to explode. I had so many thoughts. So after winning the first game, you know, my mind was at ease. Creator, it's been really hard to interview you. But right now, it feels like I'm interviewing you quite frequently now. In Glittering Ashes, you're pressuring the enemy with the Blink Stalker so well. And that was a really hard game too. And the opponent was harassing you with the Oracle so much. But you ended up winning the game with pure micro. So I'm sure you're really happy about that game.
사실 정지장 계속 당하는 거 보면서 제가 끊었던 그 사건을 계속 생각이
I mean, I saw the Oracle harass, and then I wanted to really shotgun my keyboard.
속으로 계속 생각했고
The temptation was there.
그래서 사실 그 당시 그러니까 그 정지장 소음을 당할 땐 이길 줄 몰랐는데.
And you know, at the time when I was getting harassed, I didn't think I'd win.
덱 싸움 가면은 제가 프로토스 대 프로토스라는 그래도 좀.
But then I felt like in a PvP, if I go for micro, I'm pretty good at it.
그냥 그 화를 다스리고 좀.
So I try to suppress my anger and try to go for the late game. And right now, before Dark mentioned that the 2 best Protoss are in Group B, and then he's referring to you, obviously. So Creator, is it now your era?
아니요, 전혀 그렇게 생각하지
No, I don't think that way. I don't think so.
너무 부족하고요.
I'm still not enough to be a top Protoss player.
조금 더 노력을 해야 될 것 같고.
I need to put in a lot of effort.
그렇게 말씀해 주신 거에 대해서는
And I'm really thankful to Dark for saying that, though.
생각하고
It's a big compliment for me.
진짜 엄청 잘한다.
And I personally think that he's one of the top Zerg as well.
재밌는 싸움이 될 것 같아요.
So I think it's going to be an interesting match against him.
And
And that's right, Creator. Your last match is against Dark. So before that, anything you want to say?
일단 각오는 좀 사실 3승 0패를 했지만
I'm currently at 3 wins, 0 losses.
1등 확정이 아니더라고요.
And Dark also started off like that, but he's not the first place right now. So I'm not going to let my guard down.
모든 걸 끝까지 한번
And I'm going to try to show everything I have until the very end. Creator, congratulations. Thank you.
Okay, well, there you hear it from Creator himself. This guy sounds more motivated than ever. He's playing out of his mind. It doesn't seem to matter the matchup, the map, the opponent. He is killing it.
Yeah, he is looking fantastic.
So cool.
I want to see if he can actually maybe take down a season. That would be, what a Cinderella story that would be.
It would be wild. And I mean, the ways that he's winning, yeah, I think it's a real possibility. I think we need to, you know, put that into our minds, especially when you see like, okay, Maru's dropping out too. It's not even like, well, he looks great, but like, what about Maru? No. What about Maru?
Creator hasn't lost any matches. He's the only player in the tournament like that.
And
so
when you're playing that well and the other favorites are dropping out now, that's huge. Guys, short break. We'll be back in 10 minutes with the third best of 3.
경기 좀 끝났습니다. 1사 대결을 시작하겠습니다.
풀린 데 없나?
다시 한번 좀 돌려서 들어갑니다. 저 위에서 지금 여왕 내려오고 있어요.
보고 있는데.
터져.
이게 손해가.
이거 풀리나요? 와.
그리고 변수는 저그만 방위협이 됐다라는 거. 근데 잘못 살점다.
자, 밀고.
근데 잘못 살점다. 너무 잘 들어갔는데요. 이걸 소위 손해 없이 완벽하게 깔끔하게 밀어내야 되기 때문에. 근데 이거 정면 지역 쪽도 뚫릴 수 있다 보니까 두 선수 병력 분산 배치하기가 쉽지 않은 상황이거든요. 또 깨지면.
깨져. 와.
근데 이미 뭐 근접해서 그래서 진균만 뿌려줘도.
와.
역할이 중요한데 그걸 알고 있다 보니까 화염차 딱 2기만 내보내고 땅굴 외곽 쪽에 시야는 있나요? 시야도 없어서 이거 허용하면 막기 어렵습니다.
땅굴로 들어왔어요.
병력 양이, 병력 조합이
그렇죠.
못 막는 조합이에요.
깨져. 요즘 일꾼이 아주 너무 많이 상하고 있어요.
이게 1, 2업이 되면서 나름 잘 싸웁니다 해병들.
땅골을 지금 막아내는 모습.
빠져주는 이거 레이도 가능하다 보니까 유령 잡아먹어야 돼요. 오케이 강력한 유령 잡아먹자. 오케이 유령 얼마나 잡았느냐?
유령.
이게 진군하고 싶은 욕심이 무리군주가 계속 보이니까 생기긴 했는데 근데 팬으로 맹독충 봤거든요? 그러니까 무리군주가 본진 장악하고 있는 거라 이거 지금 못 버티면 컨트롤! 끼를 잘하느냐가 중요한데! 머리 잘 줘야 돼! 우와! 맹독충이 없어졌어요!
여기 와요, 유령 와요?
감시군주 없어요. 감시군주 없어요. 포르든 유령이든 둘 중 하나는 몰살시켰어야 되거든요?
그렇죠.
근데 그 둘 다 노리다 둘 다 달았어요! 전 방영호 선수가 지금 히링링 소수 보여주고 울트라로 체제까지 꾀하고 있거든요.
이거 들어가서 이 싸움 걸고 있는 상황인데 오 혹시나 박살 낼 수 있나요?
땡겨도 위험하고요.
세번 들어가는 이제 9시 쪽 공격입니다.
근데 이거 다시 한번 멀티 건설로만 잡아주고
네.
확실히 제일 중요한 게 6시, 7시, 1시 멀티를 다 가져가서 조성주가 지금 멀티 가져갈 시도도 못하고 있어요. 세이브 안 될 정도로 몰아붙인 걸 조성주가 버틴 거 맞아요. 와 이거 걸렸어요. 이번에 뚫어야 돼요. 못해도 멀티라도 깨야 돼요.
자극 깰수 있는데
멀티 못 깼어요?
여기 있는 모든 자원치 거의 다 먹었어요.
근데 이번에는 유령이 부동전을 먼저 못 쐈고
이 자원치 무너지게 되면 희망이 사라지게 되는 거예요.
근데 이건 진짜 근데 엄청 크게 들어가요.
그렇죠. 소수의 무리군주라도 지금 도움이 되고요.
들어가요. 이제 1차 대결을 시작하겠습니다. 네, 저울링 찔러 넣으면서 한쪽 정찰. 자, 소급이 이제 끝나요.
봐야 돼요. 싼 유닛들이었는데요.
다 터졌어요.
그러나 이 확장을 어떻게든 지키면서 뮤탈 몰아내야 돼.
네,
할 게 없어지는 상황에 뮤탈 더 찍게 됩니다.
취재!
하락기 뮤탈리스크로 조합 꾸리려고 하고 있는데 그걸 알고 있는 장현우가 카운터 칠 수 있게 됐고요.
걸고
근데
있는데요.
이거 오박 충전소 끼고 싸워야 돼요.
네.
추적처 찍을 필요 없습니다. 이거 손 가는 대로 찍은 건데
충전소가 넣어졌어요.
네.
지금 장현우 선수에게 기회가 좀 왔어요.
쭉쭉 지금 밀고 들어가고 있습니다.
무조건 지켜야 되는 확장들이에요.
이거 근데
싸움 하나씩 하시. 밀리네요.
불안한 게 없죠 프로토스는. 아직 무리군주가 없네.
정말 이거 저글링이
이거 갔어요.
둘다 살아나는데
오랜만에 좀 클래식 스타일로
네.
프로토스 때 적으면 되겠는데요. 맹독충이 어떻게 빈틈을 찾아볼 수 있느냐겠죠.
들어맞았어요. 와.
본다. 그리고 탈모사 없으면 밖에 위에.
경기는 끝났습니다. 1차 대결이 시작하겠습니다. 전진 부하장 나왔습니다. 네, 추적자 나가. 추가 병력이 못 나오면 주요 건물들 전부 다 묶였어요.
그래도 어떻게든 불멸자가 나왔을 때 도막
나올
찍고 어떻게 이거 관문 맞 관문 맞지? 그렇죠. 최고 선수는 돌리면 못 막아요.
것 같습니다.
예언도 지금 거의 죽이 모인 거 뛸수 있지 않나요?
네.
다섯.
이거 영화 안 끊기고 막아야 되는데요.
네.
양방향으로 이길 수 있을 정도의 양 차이를 선보이겠다라는 건데 이거 흔들리면 김준호 입장에서는 원했던 그림이 나오곤 있죠.
생산 지금 들어가고 있고 이연자 세기를 이용해서 좀 추가 견제까지.
그렇죠.
이렇게 진균 맞추고 이거
지금 게또 괴멸충 그 괴멸충이 가모니의 카운터거든요.
이거 그래서
이거
부적자가 살아야 안마를 견제해주는
이거 다 녹아요.
원래 좀 많이 잡고 있긴 해요.
그렇죠. 잡았습니다.
이 한 방에 프로토스 조합 다 깨놓고 끝내야 됩니다.
하나가 좀 추가 병력 소환까지.
네, 근데 이제 시간이 끌리면 끌릴수록 김준호 선수가 계속 유리함을 붙일 수 있습니다.
주변 건물들도 다 때려 부수고 있는 상황이에요.
이제는 안 되겠다. 이제는 안 되겠다. 그렇죠.
네, 지금 내려서
이제는 안 되겠다인데. 김준호가 결국에 이 경기를. 옛날에는 트리플 지어준 거 연결 취소하면서 가는 올인도 진짜 많이 나왔어요. 이번 경기도 흐름이 비슷해요. 김준호 무조건 갈 생각이에요.
분열기가 좀 많이.
나오는 플레이를 못 봤어요.
자, 뮤탈리스크가 지금 나온 상황에서요.
분광기 이거 추가병을 안 나오게 만들어 놓고 김준호가 오늘 힘주면서 밀 수 있겠는데요.
나가요. 둘 다 나갔습니다.
저로 보고 대응을 하겠다.
오. 네.
피하는 게 나오고 있는데.
이 안에 들어갔습니다. 좋아요.
아니 어떻게든 완성. 난리 나는 거죠.
난리 나는 거죠.
전진 올인해도 됩니다.
네.
운영 안 되겠는데요.
그렇죠.
그럼 푸시하면 그만.
이거 벙커 러시 한번이라도 해보나요? 탐사형이 붙는 시간만 늦추는 걸로 만들어요.
네.
또 진출할 때 깜깜하게를 돌아서 붙어야 되는데. 자동으로 따라오대. 이거 불멸자에도 방해 매트릭스 쓸 수 있고요.
자, 바이킹이 몰아내고 있고 지금 자원실 쪽으로 트리플 쪽으로 경력 들어가서 여기서 데미지 입히고 있습니다. 다시 한번 자원실 쪽으로 병력 보내서 이제 압박하고 있습니다. 물량 차이가 좀 많이 벌어졌고 지제 나와서 이번에 왼쪽에 병력을 짓고 있어요.
유화감 공장의 기술실
우와!
그러면 뺐을 때 이거 난리나죠. 한 방에 근데 의료선이 있긴 해. 의료선 뭐 치료하나요?
와 근데 힘이 속도가 커서 없어요. 추가 병력 뭔지.
야 치즈!
이거 무조건 가는 각이었거든.
자 나이크롭게 들어갑니다.
자 그렇다면
날렸어요.
달려. 이거 그 변수 좀 커졌죠.
충전소가님 지어져 있는 상황에서 2-3 치즈 막아낼 수 있나요? 하나 막아낼 수 있나요? 비켜!
이거 버틸 수 있겠는데요.
경기 중에 끝났습니다. 1사 대결을 시작하겠습니다.
세 번째 대.
이거 내놓고
껌을 해시로 가져가네요. 본진 위로 전면 척적 올라가고
이쪽 병력 약간 적기는 해요. 컨트롤성 프로토스가 성공했는데요. 본진은 그래도 추적자 늘 줄 알았는데. 지제.
그리고 감시본주가 들어갔는데 함대 신호소 봤으면 팔가스 쪽쪽에 여왕 싹 다 배치해야 됩니다. 내지는 깨지면 뮤탈 아예 못 가요. 이거 그럼 그냥 본진 쪽으로 무시하고 들어가나요?
자 근데 재배치 좋았어요.
위험한데요? 뮤탈이
그렇죠.
저가 먹는 그림인데요?
안 되겠다 싶을 때 바로 빼야 돼요. 지금이라도 빼야 돼요.
자 이제 뮤타니스크의 자 뒤를 잡혔습니다.
공업표기를 다 잡았기 때문에 가능한 플레이거든요?
지금 화력 차이가 좀 많이 벌어지고 있습니다. 인구수 격차.
야, 이거 지금 팔가스만 깨더라도 박소 앞서 말씀드린 12가스입니다. 운영을 선택해도 박소가 나쁠 건 하나도 없어요.
아직 셋이 완성도 안 됐습니다. 저울이 들어오면은 희망마저도 사라지게 되는 거죠.
그리고 엘리전 양상 들어도 이미 가시적소 도배해놨죠.
야 확실히 노련해요 박서 선수. 이 병력이 저 병력과 한번 붙어볼 수 있나요? 바로 상계 들어가니까 수정관이 거의 힘을 못 썼어요. 볼 때까지 컨트롤하겠다.
불사 조만 6개
이거
남았는데
나보겠다.
상대 예언자만 보이고 있고 예언자를 쓰고 난 이후에 김준호의 체제는 언제나 파수기 전멸 추적자였기 때문에 히드라 리스크로 카운터 치겠다라는 판단은 좋네요.
가드라. 늦으면 안 돼요. 늦으면 안 돼요.
위안으로 내지는 전멸로
빠져나오고요.
그리고 덜 모였어요. 프로토스도. 업그레이드도 덜 됐고.
쪽으로 세워 이번에도.
원래 바드랑 그래도 저그가 힘 주는 조합이거든요. 양쪽 다 막았어요.
오
지금 가야 돼.
인구수 한 40가량 앞서 나간 타이밍에
김준호 선수는 나갈 생각하면 안 됩니다. 지켜야 돼요.
박수 선수
네,
밀어붙이네요.
그렇죠. 화력만큼은 거의 최강급의 적의 조합이 있거든요.
네, 자 들어오는 4개 집정관. 이게 좀 복귀도 힘들 정도로요. 너무나요.
지제.
Today's matchup. Dark. Maru. Creator. DRG. Hero. Most competitive. 1 versus 1 game. Africa TV Freak Up Studio Live. 2022 GSL Season 1 Code S.
Welcome back. This is the Creator Show, where we are crowning a new Protoss Bone Drop. He is destroying the group right now at +3. He is 100% going on to that next round, but will it be in first place? It looks like Creator vs. Dark is the last match. Okay, so that one's definitely going to matter here. And of course, next we have DRG vs. Dark, and that one matters a hell of a lot as well, since they are really the ones kind of vying for that top spot. And of course, Dark, I mean, if he wins, he puts himself in a pretty good spot to move on as well. Now, this matchup looks to me to be very one-sided. Dark is much better at Zerg vs. Zerg than DRG.
Yeah, I mean, DRG's great, but Dark is kind of untouchable. And I think DRG's played well today, but man, it's hard to imagine a world where DRG is going to overtake Dark.
Yeah, he just... His Zerg vs. Zerg has been pretty weak since he's come back from the military, to be honest. Not that I can't really remember it ever being something that I thought highly of from him. I mean, he was the best Zerg in the world at points, so I'm sure it was good, but not his strong point. He's much more of a macro Zerg, which generally they have a harder time.
For me, it was always CBT with DRG.
Yeah, for sure.
That stood out.
100%, yeah. Whereas Dark, like, I mean, Dark gets weird in the matchup sometimes, but he's very good at it. So, yeah, I'm really leaning heavily for Dark here. I'm thinking this is probably a 2-0 for Dark, but I said that for Hero against Creator, so who the hell knows?
You know, Dark is known for being untouchable in late game ZVZ, but he does a lot of cheesy stuff in the matchup as well, so expect anything.
2022 GSL Season 1.
DRG with the 12 pull. I like it. If you
Oh
don't
my
feel
God,
confident,
I almost said that was Dark too. I was like, see, he does do weird stuff.
yeah, no, he definitely does. I like this though because you can do some very sharp, very decisive builds, and I think that, for instance, this gives him a much better chance than doing one of these games where it's like, okay, we're making the third hatch now. Who's making lings and who's going to defend what? Okay, now we're walking around with roaches. It's like, yeah, this. Let's see how he does with it. See if he brings drones or what. He is against hatch first, so I'm sure that's what he wants.
Yeah, things are lining up at least as far as how Dark's behaved in the early game. And, you know, this could be another crazy upset in a day where maybe everything is just an upset and the past doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
Gas
Well,
before pool,
The
not
present
surprising.
is
but
all that we have, Tasteless. Okay. Bringing his drone right over. Oh my God. Not what I expected.
Yeah, in my
That makes much more sense.
gamer's gonna game, am I right?
Dude, for sure. Yeah, that's a little bit of a bug. Dark does not see
Yeah.
that. FYI. Well, I mean, this is a good build. This is very smart from DRG.
But he is coming out, and if he sees this, well, I guess you see the links too, but I guess seeing the entire picture is pretty important here as well.
Yeah, if he doesn't see that, then
He might miscalculate how to handle this in the next couple seconds. Part of this is that you're supposed to be thrown off by the lings and then surprised even more by the spine crawler.
Okay, he's going to get it burrowed, so that's very good already. Now, don't forget it lost a lot of health because it wasn't on creep while it morphed.
Right, so it's a little bit over half health.
This is pretty scary, but Dark may be able to overwhelm this. Let's see.
Yeah, he's isolated the lings from the spine.
He's getting good damage onto that spine. The spine is going to end up falling here.
Yeah. Ooh, little drone drill there. And
Dark's up 5 workers right now.
yeah, and the Queen
A
Hatch
queen?
is
Oh,
here to
man.
fuzzy the math of the fight. Dude, he made this look easy.
He did.
You know, it's like you're on ladder and someone does something and you go, oh, no, I know what to do against this. I've done this enough times. I know I have to do like these 3 things specifically and watch for these other 2 things and I'm going to be okay.
Yeah, yeah.
That's Dark right here. He's like, nope.
Now, one thing I need to point out, though, is that DRG did get a hatchery during all this, right? So he's got some recovery potential because of that.
But here's the thing, Artosis. This is a scene right out of Starship Troopers. Okay, this is right at the end. He's put his hand on the top of DRG's head, and he goes, he's afraid. He knows the build like this.
Yeah.
DRG did not want to play a normal, ordinary game.
Well,
oh my God. No drones were harmed in the making of this cast.
No, I guess not. Well, they were hurt, but
They were hurt, yeah, but they were not killed.
look at that. Just
Dude,
much-
that's insane, man.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Well,
that difference in
It was actually much closer until that last fight because he didn't kill any drones there, right? Or he killed 0 or 1 drones with those like last 8 to 10 lings. So definitely a little bit wasteful. He was looking to pick up a few drones there just so that he could, you know, like catch up on the drone count a little bit better.
right.
He's sitting down, only down a couple drones though. I mean, that's good, I guess.
So now we're going to see in this situation what Dark thinks the best follow-up is. He's got a third coming. He's set up an Evo to also set up for a wall. But what kind of upgrades are we going to get? What kind of tech will we have?
A lot of lings being made from Dark right now.
I'm still blown away by how well Dark did at the start of this. It's like, you know, some players just have every little engagement so down to a science.
Yeah, Dark is Dark is in very good position here, I think, Tasteless. Like, he has his third hatch. It's going to be finishing up DRG. Just going for the quicker layer. I think this is going to be like a phase 2 thing coming out of DRG. I mean, he could, with the quicker layer and the slower third, do one of these ones where you're like a little bit ahead on like roach speed, and you're just...
Yeah, it comes out with a fighting force of roaches, and they're better upgraded.
And it'll... Sometimes you'll even see people take their third behind that and just kind of force your opponents to play a little bit defensively.
It's like you
so
power
maybe it's
up
that.
and late expand, but I think on paper this is just better for Dark.
Yeah, I like Dark's position for sure. Well, they're both making roaches, and DRG is up 3 drones, but it doesn't really matter because there's more patches here for Dark and more production here for Dark. So he can definitely catch up on that. And DRG does have like 1-1 coming as well as the roach speed. So just something to throw out there. A bunch of drones get started here for Dark. So this is where he's going to pop his economy ahead.
Yeah. But you got to be careful when you do that. That's a lot of times shortly after that where they want to hit you. But the thing about Dark is I think he's so good at the matching game in a situation like this where he already has the benefit of the new base.
Yeah.
Whereas you can see DRG's has just now started. That, I mean, really all Dark has to do is harness his economic advantage and power up. And he might even have counterplay here.
He's actually way ahead on drones now.
Yeah.
He's going to be up like 14 drones. Still even popping a few more.
Yeah,
Okay.
when I saw the next 3 come up, I'm like, even more, huh? That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's pretty darn heavy. I feel like if Dark just makes roaches, then that's going to be the best play for him. You know? Just kind of sit back on that economic advantage. But, I mean, here's DRG. He's getting back into those drones himself. It's kind of what we were talking about, right? Where you make the bunch of roaches and then you just kind of take a third and drone up behind it. I don't think that there's any actual potential for damage here on either side yet.
But you can see also DRG knew he couldn't attack here. And now we're in the powering phase for Dark, and he's getting a lot of roaches. His economy is really healthy. DRG did play catch-up with workers on his own, but Dark's army supply, it's 76-2. What just now became 54. It was 48 a second ago. So, like, you know, even as, you know, DRG tries to catch up, you see Dark's army supply, balloon more and more.
It's really exploding at this point. He's getting way, way ahead. You can see he knows how to kick his legs on the swing, you know? He's getting this going for real.
Yeah, he's getting that momentum for sure. And again, I think that the early part of this game is a lot more interesting than the part we're in now, because when you have strategies like what DRG does, and it's really hinged on winning the game within a matter of maybe a minute or so and executing perfectly, it tends to, if that fails, I should say, it tends to lead to games like this, where it's like, all right, well, I can play the game. I can play single player just fine.
Yeah, and the worker management, the macro here of Dark has been just so phenomenal.
Yeah.
That you see him, like, look at his supply right now. He's up 30 army supply and 2 drones. Just beautiful. And he catches up on carapace for now. He's going to be hitting +2 attack around the same time as well. We do have the drilling claws for DRG, so that gives him, you know, a little bit of play, a little bit of tactics that he can try out, but he's down in that army supply still, so a little bit scary for sure.
Yeah, it's all going to be about whether or not DRG can survive the next minute and a half here. I mean, the army's going to come forward. DRG gets actually a very good angle on this. And again, he has more, so he can kind of just, you know, stutter step forward with the roaches. Yeah. There's going to be more rallying in here. He does pull back.
Yeah, trying to avoid some of these vials, but can't avoid all of them.
Yeah, it's actually too thick of an army.
Yeah.
But again, he just overpowers him here. Clear, what is it, almost 50 supply lead as he's going to press forward. He's not going to try to take out bases. He's going to go for the source. GG, Dark takes game 1. I think game 2 win inbound, very, very likely.
Yeah, you can see that Dark just kind of, you know, you held the 12 pool spine rush. That was kind of a cool idea, right, to morph the spine out of vision. Maybe if Dark doesn't see that, it has a little bit higher chance of working out. But he defended it so well. Wasn't really flustered at all. and DRG just unable to come back from there.
And so now we have to go to a different game for DRG. I mean, he can't try that again. I think if you don't spot that spine crawler, you might miscalculate what you need to do. But when he saw the spine, he's like, oh, no, I'll handle this just fine. He knew to zone out those lings to let the drones damage the spine, and it was a very, very well done game. Berlin Grad, is that how we say it in this map that I can't somehow?
Yes, Berlin Grad, exactly.
I'm like Berlin Graduate School. All right, I'm done. Artosis, you cast the rest of this. I suck.
I got it.
GSL Season 1.
What did you say, you fool?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is the Groundhog's Day game.
Well, they're both going 12 pool.
All right. Now, this is actually, I'm being serious, this is actually exciting and fun because you have two guys that want to cheese each other out, and now it's going to be a moment where they're both going to meet in the middle of the map, and it's going to be one of those Spider-Man memes. They're both pointing at each other. But how do you play from here?
Actually, the one thing I want to throw out is normally when you 12 pool, you go around the overlords. So they actually might not meet until they get to each other's bases.
Oh, that would be funny.
Like,
yeah, I guess you're right.
It actually might turn into a base trade. There's a possibility.
No, you're completely right.
But let's see which type of 12 pool it's going to be, too.
Yeah, and will there be a drone sent out?
Yeah, and there could be multiples. Dark getting the gas, so he's going to go Baneling with this as well, it looks like.
Oh, and our little friend DRG.
Dark throwing down the hatch, man.
And this is also funny. He's going to mine this out, which doesn't help him in any way now because there's already links coming.
This looks so much better for Dark, right?
Yeah, so he's going to see that. Spider-Man.
That's a great way to gas Tasteless. You just say whatever you call certain memes that you've seen online, and you assume everyone watching has seen the memes, and you're right.
That's a big part of what the show is, Artosis.
Yeah. Oh! Like, oh! New best friend meme!
So he's driven him back here.
Holding hands with Ling-All-In girlfriend and then looking at hatchery
looking at gas tech meme. So, of course, neither side can attack. I mean, you just have to wait it out. But it's a weird moment because most of the time when you do these builds, you're just activating your strategy early on and then trying to, like, do everything. But when you encounter somebody doing something either identical or similar enough, those can be some of the more out there games to watch, because a lot of times both players are uncomfortable. I would imagine Dark's not, but you know, it changes a lot of the premise of the matchup early on, because you basically both ended up opening up with what turned out to be inefficient for both sides, and so now you're in this funny recovery mode, and it makes for a different game.
Now, Dark is making nothing but lings. He's hiding them behind his main minerals there, trying to keep it completely quiet on what he's doing. He's going to have that speed upgrade first as well, and the amount of lings he's making, I think he's just going to roll through them, Tasteless. He's going to have well over twice as many lings.
Yeah, this should be a pretty straightforward victory.
Rough one for DRG.
Well,
Creator's probably pretty happy with this, right? DRG getting out of the way.
Oh, I guess so, yeah. That's a good point.
I guess Dark is still a potential, though.
Oh, he doesn't sandbag in time. Came down to a fraction of a second.
Yeah, and look at this. The Ling's getting in on top of everything. The Queen's getting surrounded. The drones as well. GG is called.
That was a short one.
Yeah, Dark just a bit better in this very cheesy circumstance.
Yeah. That could not have been shorter, to be honest. I guess no, it couldn't have been shorter. I was going to say, unless DRG won. I'm like, no, then we would have gone into game 3 if he had won in game 1. Well, Dark wins there. That's our third best of 3. Not all series are made equally, guys.
No, certainly not this one. really good music that we have right there.
Yeah, this is someone.
Can someone Shazam that
yeah,
for me?
Shazam that one. I want to listen to that on repeat at home when I play StarCraft. Sounds like a robot getting. Oh, I gotta go.
네, 10강
Dark wins in a very convincing fashion.
박명우 선수 만나보겠습니다. 자, 박수호 선수와의 저저전.
Right, in a ZVZ against DRG, he gains a 2-0 win, a very quick win. And he's currently at second place in the standings. How do you feel, Dark?
오늘 오기 전에 이제
Well, before coming here,
급으로 여태 프로게이머 생활하면서 가장 자신이 없던 날인데
you know, out of all my pro gaming career, I was the least confident today.
역대급 가장 자신이 없었던 날이다.
Well, Dark, that's
왜
a very
그런
bold thing to say. Why do you think so?
우선 일단 비주 자체가
Well, Group B
연습을 할 때 많이 만나던 선수들이
consists of players that I meet quite frequently in later games, and I lost to them recently a lot. So I came here with lots of concerns.
와, 저희 생각이랑 정말 다르다.
Wow, that's I really didn't think that way. In Hardwire,
너무 대단하다. 여기서 진짜 클래스.
you were just winning so immaculately in the game.
가총로 씨를 그렇게 인간미가 없게 깔끔하게 막으시는지.
How did you block the spine crawler so easily? I can't understand why you're not confident today, Dark.
오히려 좀 이런 약간 올인율을 준비해오면 저는 더 편한 것 같아요.
You know, if my opponent goes for these all-in strategies, it's quite easier for me to defend against it.
저는 소영하고 오늘 한 3시간 할 생각이었는데.
I mean, I was intending to play a 3-hour game with DRG, but he went for the all-in, and you know, I found it so easy to defend against.
오늘 참 자신이 없다 하셨는데.
And Dark, you just mentioned that you were not confident today. And your last match is against the final boss, Creator, who has been showing great momentum right now. So, anything you want to say before that game? Well, I saw Creator started playing really well from last year. I don't know if you remember. At the time, I said that this year might be Creator's year. And right now, he's definitely playing at his potential. So I think I'm a little terrified playing against him, but I think it's going to be really entertaining for me. Alright, Dark, I wish you the best for the match against Creator. Thank you.
자, 이렇게 오늘 첫 경기에 나섰던 박명우 선수의 인터뷰였고요.
Alright, so that was an interview with Dark. And then coming up, we have a match between Maru and Hero. And these two played in the last Super Tournament round of 8. And it is a revenge match for Hero. We're gonna come back very soon.
let it drop when I'm in it. Everybody let it drop when I'm in it. I'll be coming up hot for a minute.
처음이야 우리가 기다린 사이다 처음이야 부담 없이 즐기는 사이다 시기섬유 함유
이런 게 이 시대의 사이다.
실성 사이다 플러스
아침은 라떼 홀리 점심은 라떼 홀리 저녁엔 라떼 홀리 풍부하게 달콤하게 라떼 홀리
달달한 충전이 필요할 땐 칸타타
라떼 홀리
힘들어도
어려워도 이렇게 멈추면 내가 아니지.
오늘이 뭐야?
새로운 날을 만든다. 나의 레벨은 다르다. 어너더 레벨 핫식스.
처음이야 우리가 기다린 사이다 처음이야 부담 없이 즐기는 사이다 처음이야 실성 사이다 플러스 시기섬유 함유 특별함의 이유 Yes I want it 새로운 사이다를 원해 Yes I want it
이런 게 이 시대의 사이다.
실성 사이다 플러스
어려워도 이렇게 멈추면 내가 아니지. 오늘이 모여 새로운 날을 만든다. 나의 레벨은 다르다. 어너더 레벨 핫식스.
아침은 라떼 홀리 점심은 라떼 홀리 저녁엔 라떼 홀리 풍부하게 달콤하게 라떼 홀리
달달한 충전이 필요할 땐 칸타타
라떼 홀리
Today's matchup. Start. Maru. Creative. DRG. Hero. Most competitive. 1 versus 1 game. Africa TV Freak Up Studio Live. GSL Season 1. Code S.
We're back. Hello, everybody. It's time to go into the fourth best of 3. And we got to have a longer one than that last one. That was a insanely quick series. Dark 2-0 in DRG. I barely had time to process it, Artosis.
I know. It would be hard to be faster than that, but you know what? I believe in Hero.
I mean, again, big picture here, guys. Maru's 0-3 in the group. Hero's a very scary opponent to go against, but he's down 1-2 now.
You know what? If he 2-0s and then... I wish that score screen stayed up another moment, but if Maru 2-0s and the person third place goes 0-2, there might be a chance for him still. Wait, but is...
No, I think it's impossible.
Oh, third place is DRG, I think, which beat Maru, so I think
you could
DRG
be
might be
0-3. You
on
could be
tiebreak.
0-3 right now and then get third no matter what.
What?
Oh no, I guess you're right. I keep thinking it only matters the scores.
It's points first, right? So
yeah. No, I keep doing this. Where I'm like, it just matters who wins the best of 3.
I believe third place is DRG right now, so I think he would win the tiebreak on the fact that he beat Maru. Unless there could be like a 3-way tie in there.
Yeah, there's a high likelihood we have a tiebreaker tonight, guys.
Yeah, there's definitely a chance. That would be kind of cool if we get down to all the way down the tiebreakers to the best of ones.
I would welcome it. We're going to go to Hardwire for map 1, Berlingrad for map 2, Guttering Ashes for map 3. Maru's been just down and out. He's not able to get wins. Not a week ago, not today. Hero's looking strong, but he's been struggling as well. Let's see what happens when they duke it out now here in Group B.
(2022) GSL Season 1. 온사이드 게이밍 마루. Dragon Phoenix Gaming Hero.
See what these guys are bringing for this match. Very, very important for Hero right now.
Yeah, Hero still has skin in the game. You're probably right, Artosis. I mean, Maru has not. He's lost series, but he's won games inside of those, and that is a factor that builds into the whether or not you can advance or not. But a lot to fight for here for both of these guys.
Yeah, he's only on -3. Oh my God, the last Jin Air Green Wings member.
So we've got Maru's SCV headed up here northbound. And I mean, when Hero is playing, you never really know what you're going to get. With SOS gone, Harding, in the military right now, he is, on the furthest on the spectrum of kind of insane plays, creativity, alternative play style, stuff like that.
Now look at this stasis.
Yeah.
Maru's scouting the double gas. Hero brings down the probe. Stargate does get started.
Nexus after that.
Factory here for Maru. Where's Hero going over here?
Yeah, it looks like he's just checking for anything sneaky. The Reaper's going to spot it and kill it off pretty easily.
I'd be pretty happy to get that kill.
Yeah, well, you start to make them guess about what's going on down there at the bottom.
Reaper coming up, being met by the Adept. Yeah, I understand the Reaper going at a fixed speed because it has, like, boosters.
Because it's an RTS game.
Well, I'm talking lore-wise taste.
Yeah.
Why'd all the Marines and Marauders walk in lockstep? That's what I want to know. What about a Marine that's just in better shape? Like, can't he just move faster? I know that it's like robot-powered limbs to a certain degree, but if you stim and go faster, why couldn't you just go faster on your own?
I feel like what we need is a Marine that runs out of his breath. It would be a lot funnier. You see him running, being chased as he retreats, and he just starts panting and slows down and accepts his death.
To be fair, that's stuff like that I always have hated in RTS games, where they, like, the troops become demoralized or something, like, fight less well. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't even want to play this game. It's like I have to figure out troop morale. Like,
I gotta worry
troops
about
will
their
never
happiness.
Yeah.
How is yeah. Imagine playing chess, you try to open up, it's like your pawns are depressed. I'm like, what?
Yeah. The Oracle doing, like, okay on the first run. Doesn't take a lot of damage or anything. Some mines popping out now. Second Oracle is coming down. They boost out with those mines.
Yeah. 2 Oracles with the 2 different spots. Let's see how fast Maru can react. Again, he's had kind of a rough day here. Ooh, goes for the weak one right there.
He's trying to be very careful with this Oracle. Maybe too careful.
What? All right. None of that's going to die? Nothing. Maybe easier for me to say because I know there's no mines there, but...
And a lot of units waiting for this. Does switch where he's at. The Oracle's ready. Turn on and kill that off easily. Loops back in.
And this is just not doing anything for him. The Phoenix is actually going to finish momentarily here, so I think he can basically kill this. I mean, there's no way that the Widowmine can get away either.
It's all about getting the most energy out of the Oracles, I think. That's like all we saw there. And you know what? He sucks all the energy out. He doesn't get kills, but, you know, it's a medevac with 2 mines, and he tried his best, damn it.
He did. He gave it his all. But I'll tell you, man, a bad start for Maru. A really bad one. So the 3rd Nexus comes down, and growth-wise, this looks pretty par for the course. Hero's going to come down, and, you know, there's a Widowmine just over there. I don't know if it's going to be a back. Oh, he's gaming.
Well, he doesn't have a lot of Oracle energy. If he did, I feel like he could do a lot of damage here, but as is, I don't think he can really do any. When Blink finishes, that can change, but Blink only a little over halfway done right now.
Really? No. Well, he sees the Raven.
Yeah, good intel. I think these Oracle's just, for the most part, going to be doing scouting from here on out.
Well, you know, he's just going to sit here and watch. He sees all the barracks. He sees the development, including high tech, you know. And so basically he just wants to set up and try to make a comp that can resist this push that's going to be coming out soon.
Now, more gates are coming up. Blink is just about to finish, but Maru is hitting everything right now. Medevacs coming out, Stim, Combat Shields +1, all very close to finishing. Third Command Center does get started, but normally we do see a push out at this time.
And he's going to blink right in here into the main. This is a great pin. And he's going to stop Combat Shields.
Wow.
That's huge. Stim, unfortunately, does finish for him. But
he gets
Maru sets up with a trap over here.
Yeah, very important trap, I think. And, misses it with that mine, unfortunately. He kills a few Stalkers, but I think that was very good for Hero. Getting rid of Combat Shields and 2 reactors is pretty amazing.
And we just saw the units lost tab. He only lost 1 Stalker back there.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was actually...
Really?
I thought it was more, yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought he lost 2 to 3.
No, yeah, in my head, even I think before the attack even happened, I thought that too. I'm like, oh, I've seen this before, but that's pretty big, man.
Yeah, very, very well done. Oracles continue to get some good intel here. Does lose 1 right there. Taking the 4th base during all of this.
And now he's going to be pushing down here.
Yeah, definitely wants to turn around right there. Swear Maru is starting to peak up with a little bit of power in his army. Whittles down a couple Zealots instantaneously there.
And I mean, it's a tough game here for Maru. I mean, he's doing a good job with powering up here. But keep in mind, we had Hero in games before kind of play this pressing Protoss style where he's like kind of ready to counterattack always and everywhere. And he's just very interested in growth and development on his side of the map. Whereas a lot of the other Protosses would stay back and they would like sit there on Colossus or sit there on Templars. Hero has much more of an engaged approach, and I think it's actually a lot harder to pull off, but I think in some ways it might be stronger. And so if you see them move out at all, he's like, all right, we're running right back in.
Yeah, I think map activity always has more potential, but is oftentimes quite a bit harder. Very damaged Prism going to go towards that main base of Maru. Maru picks up, goes into the main with 3 medevacs here. Ooh,
oh, man, auto turrets. Oh, I mean, he's got a real foothold over here now. Oh, and the Warp Prism's just wiped out.
Great targeting there from Maru. And Hero will push everything back. Does get some of it unpowered, a little bit annoying. But I think he's still completely fine. Both of them deal a little bit of damage to each other, but their worker count's still very, very healthy. Double Colossi on the way. 3 Ghosts coming up for Maru.
And Maru's done some damage to Hero. He's got 2 Colossi coming out here. Thermal Lance on the way. Although he does seem to be behaving a little bit more in a traditional PvT style of just kind of sitting back and waiting. He doesn't have his army out there. I think the Stalkers aren't suiting him very well anymore. And Maru's going to come out looking for a fight. Yeah, those Stalkers instead are going to stay in the main in case there's an overextension. He can gun down medevacs.
Looks like he blinked down now. Going down the right side of the map a little bit, just checking what's there. There isn't anything right now. Probably has a recall prepared just in case. All right, Maru going in a couple different directions here. He's going towards the 4th base with part of his army. Now a boost towards the main with, I think, 3 medevacs again. Yeah, Raven in there as well. Let's see if we're going to get... Yeah, there's the recall that he saved up. But this is good play from Maru. Ooh, I like him leaving 2 mines there. That's really cool. charge lock counterattack here at the 4th base.
Nicely done. Going to take out some SCVs, and there's nothing there to fix that problem right now. A little poke over here, not an uncommon one we see on this map. From Terran, by the way, these zealots are still just coming through here. I'm kind of surprised he didn't go for that tank.
Yeah, just running away. I think buying time might be better than killing like a single tank here. If you commit on the tank, he probably clears you a lot quicker, but here it's just so annoying, and it gives Hero a bit of breathing room. Look at this. Hero's actually coming across the map with quite a few units right now.
And Hero's looking to actually take a fight. Depot to buy a little bit of time here. Blinks forward, takes out the Mimic. I can't believe that.
That's a bit wild. I'm actually surprised. I thought, like you said, he was looking for a fight. I didn't believe you. I thought he was going to come across, poke a little bit, and then back up and reinforce.
Well, I thought he was going to fight, but I didn't think he was going to blink in like that. In between two bases. I mean,
that was a rapid blink.
Yeah.
For sure. 4 Colossus now. Now this is a scary army.
Yeah, good kiting. Couple of Vikings here to chip away at the Colossi, but he's got to be careful. Stalkers can blink under that just like so.
And he's picking off the Vikings very, very quickly. A great armor shred in there as well, and it looks like Maru is going to be able to clean up this army very efficiently.
Yeah, he's had a rough group so far, but in this game, he's looking like the Maru of the past. Coming through here and destroying everything Hero has. And I don't know how much more room there is in this game for Hero to recuperate, and even the Vikings are going to land.
Well, he's just making Disruptor Stalker right now, which is, you know, it gives you a chance. You get a few big Disruptor hits, you have the Stalkers to punish, and obviously micro closer positions. So he's doing the right thing to try to fight back into this game, but definitely Maru has taken the lead.
Okay, he's going to come into the main now. Only 3 Stalkers here. That's certainly not enough to contest this. This is funny. He kind of like wedge himself back here. Or not!
Yeah, there's a little doorway to get out right now.
Wow, he gets out. Barely loses anything. But the real push seems to be coming up over here on the side.
Dude, there's a lot of Disruptors now, though. I think he has 6. There's 4 right there. Okay, nothing really here except a couple cannons and a battery. Vikings not going to be very useful against nothing in the air. Yeah, okay, there's 5 Disruptors right there. 2 more are about to pop.
Okay, great EMPs. Again, EMP not the greatest thing, though, in this fight.
Yeah. Very good engage, though, from Maru. Like, he's staying just out of Disruptor range, so the actual power of Hero's army can't connect. Comes in for a counter as Hero went past. Now Hero looks like he's starting to turn on. Okay, does a recall.
Oh my God! The greatest Disruptor hit of all time, followed by the greatest blink.
Well, that's how you come back in a difficult position, PVT man.
Well, what if one Disruptor shot hit their whole ground army? Is that how you do it?
Well, when there's 2 especially, Tasteless. It's pretty wild. All right, now Hero pushing forward. They're tied up in Army Supply. He was definitely down by quite a bit before, but turn of fortunes is significant. Got to be able to pick off this command center. One of these mines who needs detection when you have Disruptors.
Well, he's doing a really great job. He's backed up, and now he's going to back, like, you know, with the Colossus set up here, getting healthy tech.
Yeah, I like adding the Colossus. Yeah, more stable damage.
Yeah, he was on a roll with the unit comp he has now, but I think he needs to get back into a moment where he can, like, have it back and forth in the middle of the map and win.
Don't forget, he killed off all the Vikings that Maru had. So that's a perfect time to remake. Because then Maru's like, God, okay, now I'll make more Vikings. Or not, and that works for him too.
Hey!
No matter what happens, Hero's in good space with that. All right, both of them with big economies, big upgrades. Now this flank, though, let's see how the Disruptor hits go. Mostly hits his own Zealots there. Okay, this one's good. Wow, very nice hits there. And just chasing Maru back now.
Okay, he's just going to chip right through this and keep pushing down. One tank actually unsieged now. A little sloppy there.
There's a lot of mines. I like that from Maru.
Well, it's funny. You can see how much they have to bait out the disruptor shots, where these become sort of clearing weapons instead of actual, splash damage on the main armies. He's going to just blink down onto this command center. That cannot be saved.
It's getting rough right now for Maru.
Dude, is Maru going to go like 0-4 in this group? This is kind of crazy.
He might. I don't think he's going to be able to get out even on the tie days.
Yeah. Are we finding out that we're like just in like the first third of a Stephen King novel where like everything in the world is changing to be the opposite,
It might be, but is creator the good guy or the bad guy?
That's a good question.
Yeah. It won't be revealed till the end.
Yeah. He's just going to, I think, circumvent this. He's not going to deal with this. He's going to go right down, around into the natural. And this is going to force this army to fight in the bottleneck.
Oh, man, that is a scary army to try to go up and fight against.
So, I think Maru can't recover here if he can't find a place to win a fight. You know what I mean?
He needs like the ultimate arc, basically.
Yeah,
like from 360 degrees almost. This has no real chance of working. There's just too many disruptor balls.
If you just look at the area that they were roaming through, it's like really not good for Terran fights. It's just boxy areas.
Yeah. Well, he comes up with some more units from behind, and he is starting to finally eliminate big chunks of the army. So he does end up. I mean, that was a very good clear, but he's taken a lot of damage. He still has a very healthy worker count overall at 61. Yeah. But where's he mining from? He's got like 2 mining bases.
He has 2 command centers total. Yeah. If you look at the mini map, those are replacements.
Hero's on 6 base.
Yeah.
Hero, though, has like a garbage army right now. So I think, Maru's last chance here is just going right now. He can't turn. Oh my God.
Yeah.
13 gate warping.
Well, this is one way to do it, right? I mean, even if you have just barely enough, you just keep warping that set in and letting it,
It's like, how much supply are you down? 50? Okay, let me warp in 26 here. Now, just wait a minute.
All right.
26 more. Here we go.
Give me the Z key. I can't believe this. Heroes just played so well. And again, there was a period where it looked like he was really going to lose this. So
yeah, well, the disruptor hits were just so strong. It's a great way to try to come back. Has to be really frustrating for Maru because he definitely was well ahead, and then a couple disruptor hits turned the game right around. These all to be cleaned up pretty well, pretty quickly. Maru floating a CC down, retaking his 3rd. Another 26 supply being warped in as well. Dude, as a couple disruptors.
What a back and forth game, man. It's been so crazy.
Maru's got a reasonable army here. He just EMP'd everything.
And these zealots don't have shields. I mean, they're going to melt a lot faster.
Look, you dodge the disruptor balls. Suddenly that army's not so scary. Well, then those 2 come up.
All right, he's going to come in again. He sees where those mines are, too.
Ooh, yeah.
Kind of a little bit of a misstep there. Like, I guess a mechanical mistake. He thought he would target them and blow them up before they shot, but it didn't work out.
Good idea, though.
Yeah. Cool idea, bad execution. And it seems like Hero might want to just attack into the same spot he hit before. This one just above the Terran's main. Nice snipe.
That is a lot of disruptors to try to attack into. Now, the Zealots all charge in that direction, so this might be a little bit of an opportunity. The weak part of the army is in the back near Maru. He targets down 1 disruptor, dodges 3 other shots, so that is it. 4 disruptors that aren't ready to shoot. This is the moment where he might be able to get an engage.
Yeah, well, he's got to the position he wants to fight it. The question now is, can Maru actually fend him off?
Dude,
I think it can.
Yeah. I mean, you waste your disruptor shots. That was a little bit of an amateur move, right? Shooting 3 all at once. Maru dodges them, and then suddenly you lose your army again. Now, he does kill 19 SCVs, so Maru's economy a bit hurt. But he's up 50% as far as army supply goes.
mean, Maru's still hanging on, man. All the economic advantages that Heroes carried for a big chunk of this game, he hasn't quite got to that tipping point. It looked like he was going to do it twice now, but then it didn't quite last.
Dude, he's taking the top left now. He's got 85 probes. His economy is just so superior.
Yeah, Maru's putting up a real fight here. Again, with this many zealots, he tries to come through, but look at that arc over there from above.
Dude,
like, what is going on here?
Maru's so much better at fighting. He's doing a fantastic job, and Hero is definitely not being very cost efficient, but he just has such a big economy. Maru needs to go kill like 2 bases right now, I think.
Yeah, well, eventually, you know, he broke free. And I think you're right. Now he needs to actually try to capitalize on this and find something on the Hero's side of the map and take it out. But the Zealot charge counterattack, by the way, look at how low these bases are, Artosis. This is another important thing to know. You know, we're 23 minutes into this game, and Maru's alive, and he's actually killing a base. But the 2 bases that Maru was living off of for a while now, they're almost mined out. So, like, he's running out of position on the map that has any equity.
Man, he kills that one Nexus. He's going after this one now. Disruptor comes in, and he gets it. More Disruptors coming, though. The probes come out to fight as well. Hero, a little bit of a desperate defense over here. Lifts up. Oh, redrops as a flank comes in. Are you kidding me, Maru?
So, this is insane. He's going to kill that base. And now the roles have reversed, and because Hero didn't really take, excuse me, he didn't really take damage for most of this game, at least on his side of the map. He doesn't have a lot of bases that are safe and he can mine from.
But counterattack, though. Maru's economy is really, really weak right now.
Well, it's been a crazy macro game that has resulted in where we're at right now. Bad economies on both sides. And opportunities, not really many here. You know, some of these spots have like 3 barely mineable patches. Oh my God, we missed that one on my shot.
Dude, 176 Zealots have fallen so far this game. Just got to throw that out there. They just showed that on screen. 176.
Crazy.
That is a lot.
Army supplies are pretty close, so a lot of this will come down to execution.
And there's the Disruptors. Got to dodge. Okay, pushing up. That base is not really that worthwhile. Oh, what a pickup. Maru's micro just another level here.
Maru's still making it work. There's not much more juice inside the MetaMax. Oh!
If he had killed that Disruptor before that Disruptor killed him, man, he would have easied this fight.
Yep. What a game. GG at the last second. Hero takes it.
Okay, that game, like, Hero won that because of a few magical Disruptor hits at multiple times in the game because Maru got ahead, then way behind a Disruptor, got ahead, and then Disruptors saved Hero a little bit there at the end. Like, he was mining off, but Maru was closing in. Hero was having a hard time fielding an army that could actually fight, and he needed those Disruptor hits. You know what? He got them. He wins.
I can't believe what a good game that was. That was one of my favorite games ever, seriously.
That was a very
That was
good
so
game.
good.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
When people say things get one-sided in StarCraft 2 and it stays one-sided, show them that game.
Yeah.
I'm just excited for game 2. I don't even care who wins now. That was such a fun one. Berlingrad here for the second map. Again, these 2 players struggling in this group, so every victory counts. And our map is it's loading up now. What a game that was. I can't get over that. That was so fun.
Yeah. Well, I think we're going to start the game.
2022 GSL Season 1. 온사이드 게이밍 마루 Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Hero.
Whoa, what do you bring out here?
I don't know. I mean, that's a game you could go back and break down like many, many times over. Because there were so many specific moments that were pivotal. And each time the game could have ended, the other side fought back and got back into it.
Yeah.
What's
the
going
Zerg
on
players
here?
watching,
Zergs.
they're like, wow.
Yeah.
We are so glad we
How
don't
do
play
these
this matchup.
How do these races do it without creep, they said.
How does he respond so quickly? Do the pylons give him a speed boost? Wait, so he can't see the whole map?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
weird.
how does he stop the drops when they're coming in?
He's like, wait, how does he see all the dead air? His depots don't float over there? It's like, but wait a minute. If he wants to instantly see somewhere, he does have something that costs 25 minerals that can do it, right?
Now, I'm not sure how much the early game's going to matter right now. We'll see. You know, this could be just as close of a game as the last one. We've got Terran right now getting that factory up and command center. You know, they're both basically expanding. Terran's slightly more conservative in nature just because it's not being built on site. It's going to be floated there in a little bit.
Makes sense, too.
Well,
Hero is
yeah.
someone that just can get so aggressive. So. Stargate coming up.
And, yeah. Can we have a third CC here, or is that just insane?
No,
is there
not
any
yet.
kind of no? Down the road.
Yeah, well, I think he'll go 3 racks and then third CC. You know, that's generally how it goes, is like, you can tech up and go 3 racks.
That's cute.
Third CC, or you can go 5 racks, which would be like, okay, we might pull the boys at this point.
Yeah.
But I think earlier than that, like if you go like 1 racks back starport third CC, like even though you have the third CC, you can't even land it until you have like 5 racks up probably at that point, because you're so far behind on unit production, you're really relying on your tech. So I would be really surprised if he tried to move like that against an aggressive player like Bureau.
Well, these adepts get in, and they're going to start picking off some SCVs. You can see the Widow Mine was not placed in a spot that could have caught that.
You know, he's mixing it up a little bit here. Trying to get some damage. Picks off some of these Marines. That definitely can be helpful for the Oracle. Oh, man. And Maru insta-unburrows.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to drop with that. Is the Oracle going to see it?
Yep.
It is.
Now
the question is, did Hero actually see it? Yeah, send that in right away.
Oh, I think he just started a Viking. Like, I think he canceled whatever the star report was making. Because the Oracles did not follow the medevac.
It's a Liberator.
Oh, a Liberator. Okay, that's cool.
Uh-oh. You know, it's funny how that happens sometimes.
I mean, that I guess he only lost 3 probes, so okay.
Yeah, kind of a funny exchange on both sides of this.
Okay, we'll be able to knock that out. Oh, I like the splitting here. Wants to kill the mines.
Wants to kill a lot of things in this game. Having a hard time doing it. Looks like he has a pretty beautiful closer on this one, though. And, you know, that was a lot lost, actually, with the medevac and the 3 mines to basically get 3 probes and damage a Phoenix.
Now, that Liberator he got. Okay, well, there's 2 Phoenixes, so it can be dealt with reasonably quickly. Honestly, 1 Liberator can do a hell of a lot of damage before 1 Phoenix kills it. It actually takes quite some time, so... But it is still kind of weird seeing the Liberator, right? Definitely not something I was expecting here against the Stargate. Those Adepts, I don't think they're going to get too much.
I don't think there's any mines in here. Oh, this is actually rough. And did 3 Adepts come in here? Dude, Phoenix, it's crazy what he can do with these Phoenixes.
But
excuse me.
Maru might actually end up getting more damage.
Yeah.
That Liberator,
that.
like, look, he gets 7 kills, and you got to get something over there to kill it. He brings his Stalkers up finally.
It's a smart move. He knows that, you know, one of the things about Hero is he's so active on the map that if you just, like, run into his main and do that, it's going to work.
Yeah, yeah. We see that with the more aggressive Protosses, right? Like, everyone cheeses parting, you know, because his units are going to be on your side of the map, so you may as well put some units on his side of the map.
Now, Maru's going to push out. Is Hero going to be weak in this moment? I mean, 3 Cyclones are actually out.
Oh, Hero's army is terrible.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah, he's got to cancel the Nexus. I mean, the Cyclones are getting a lock on here. Insane. Okay, the Nexus is just going to die then.
Yeah, and he's not going to be able to get away with anything, but I think it doesn't matter. Terran actually might have too much here. Oh, kind of a weird trade, you know?
Yeah, look what's left over. It's like, that's the Terran army, and the Protoss army was those 3 Stalkers. Not a lot left. Yeah, I'm starting to like this a bit for Maru.
Yeah, but let's not forget the position Hero was in the last game where it looked so obviously like there was no way he could recover.
He's opened with, like, quick charge here. I mean, his Stargate units are gone.
Yeah.
So he's basically got charge, and he's going towards +2 armor. So that kind of tells us his thinking. Like, he'll probably just go, like, really a lot of Zealots and hope that Maru screws up.
Hope that Maru moves across the map at the wrong time.
But look at the production tabs. A lot of times you can look at that and be like, oh, one of these guys is healthy and the other is not.
Yeah, when you see Terran, everything is you know,
yeah,
moving, building, making right now.
And for Hero, he, like, doesn't know he needs to bring limes on this voyage.
Yeah. He's going to get gamer scurvy. So Stim's done. So is +1 weapons for Terran. Hero could have some attacks to try to play off here, but I think he's just going to try to expand instead. He's going to get Storm here as well. I guess Storm makes sense if, you know, you're not really dealing with Ghosts for the time being. You might as well get something that makes it harder to engage and is good against units that are clumped together.
I think it fits what he's doing because he's going for +2 armor, which means you're only making Zealots. Like, he doesn't even have Blink, right? So it's like, okay, well, you're going to have a lot of gas, so just go Storm because it's better than not spending your gas. Okay, Maru comes down. I mean, you're going to probably have to just cancel this again, right? Well, I guess he didn't cancel last time, but Maru going for the kill. The probes are out. Ready to fight, I guess.
Oh my god, the Storm! Oh no!
That is it.
That is the killing blow, man.
Really?
Denying the most important tech. The tech that was going to let Hero last. It's, you know, the next 5 minutes of this game is gone. And so is his natural expansion, and that is going to be it for Game 2, as we're tied up 1-1 here.
Yeah, very well done from Maru. The overcharge on the Archons, a nice touch.
Yeah.
But, I mean, not even overcharge an Archons and a Prism is going to stop this army.
Nothing dying in this fight, oddly. He's going to come in again. But again, without any overcharge here, it's hard to keep those Archons alive. GG, Maru fights back, and now we're tied up 1-1.
Well, he's got to show he can take a map off everyone. That's an important lesson here.
He's at least consistent. We know that.
See a little smirk on his face. It's like, oh, another 1-2 is coming my way.
Yeah.
Most successful GSL player of all time. Having a hard time here in the round of 10.
Against everybody else in a round of 10 group round robin.
Mouth full of water, but heart empty of dreams.
Wow.
Maru will not be winning his 5th GSL this season.
It does not seem like it. And, you know, it's funny to see these two guys who are so good, and you see it in the games we're watching right now, not bring the results of God, Emperor, Creator.
Yeah.
So we're going to end this on Glittering Ashes and see who's going to take it. Again, guys, it's round robin, so every win is a point in the round robin group. This is not your standard GSL Codes the round of 16 format here. We've changed the whole system. All right, game 3, Maru vs. Hero. Let's go.
2022 GSL Season 1. 온사이드 게이밍 마루. Dragon Phoenix Gaming Hero.
Great games so far tonight.
I gotta mention, by the way, right, like this new format, round of 10 does not feel like round of 8, right? Like if Maru loses in a regular Code S in round of 8, you're like, okay. You know, that happens, absolutely.
Yeah, it's unexpected, but like that's possible, sure.
Yeah, he's not top 4 every season.
Yeah.
You know. But losing in round of 10 definitely feels worse, doesn't it? And not just because there's 10 players, but I don't know. I think it has to do with the round robin system where it's like, oh, you were the weakest.
Well, I think it's
weird.
also that you're so definitively the weakest because you played everybody and you actually did the worst, where it's like, whoa.
Yeah, round of 8, like, let's say you lose to Zest or something. You're like, yeah, I mean, it's Zest. You know, he's going to beat everyone sometimes. That's how it goes.
Or we have some Maru Rogue pairing where it's like, well, that's, you know.
That's
like,
unfortunate.
That was going to happen if we have this many GSLs, but okay, round of 8. It's not like you guys couldn't get out of a group in the round of 16
exactly.
or.
But yeah, you're right.
Whatever.
It's still a group stage, so it's it's a different feel for sure. I
well,
think.
you know,
a more disappointing than the round of 8 elimination for sure. I'm feeling.
But also I think a more telling one as well. Like a round robin, you really just see exactly where everybody's at. It's like completely clear.
So you're saying Creator was the best all along?
He was the best.
He was unlucky that our format didn't fit his skill
Our
set.
stupid format is out, and now we are doing it.
By the way, this is a proxy Stargate build.
Yeah.
So,
Rays of the Void?
I think it's going to be Void Ray. I mean...
Oh, look at this. He didn't eBay. He's like, yeah, try to expand now. Uh-oh. Dude, it's so funny.
Yeah.
You can just map the pathing so well. You're like, no, they just won't go here. It's okay.
Well, he thinks it's elsewhere. And that's unfortunate, because that's the closest location that he didn't scout, right?
And then he sees the Nexus there. Oh, Oracle. I'm sorry. No Void Rays?
Okay. I mean, I guess you could go Voids after the Oracle, but when it's close like this, yeah, I mean, the Oracle, sometimes you get sick damage.
Cyclone coming. Get ready for that lock on.
Oh, I'm ready for it. I love it when the Cyclone walks on and then follows the unit.
My favorite is when I see the Cyclone lock onto something and run away from it, and the other unit runs away, and the Cyclone still kills it. I'm like, yeah, dude. I like do a fist pump every time. I'm like, I love this unit.
So funny.
Like, people are playing so fast and messing up. It's like the Cyclone's like, don't worry, I will attack no matter what at distances that nothing in the game has ever seen.
Yeah, this Cyclone, remember when it came out, it was so much better too.
Yeah.
When Legacy of the Void first had its like test phase at BlizzCon, and we all got to go play
yeah.
I played against Day9, and
I was playing Apollo, and it was the same thing. I was next to you. I was playing Apollo, you were playing Day9, and we were both losing to Cyclones.
Yeah, like I made disruptions. I'm like, oh, this stuff's broke. I'm like blowing all the stuff up, and then the Cyclone lock-on started. Yeah. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh! That wasn't supposed to happen. Maru knows that wasn't.
That Reaper was Artos' brother.
Oh, my god.
No.
Oh. And that Adept was our mom!
Oh my god!
Diving on top of that Cyclone.
That was one for the Cyclone haters out there.
And all the Oracles get away.
Yeah.
They're pretty damaged, though.
I mean, that was an Ocean's 11 level heist right there, getting in and getting out in that.
Oh, missing the kills here. Gonna try to shade out. Nice micro. Getting what he can. Oracle's coming back in. Alright, loses one. He's actually not getting that much damage. He got like an SCV and a Marine. And now the Cyclone is going to get another one. Alright, so 2 Oracles fall there. I think he's probably just going to save this other one for some tagging. Want that for its scouting capability. Third Nexus is coming up at the natural.
And, I mean, it's been a successful opening here for Hero. But that doesn't always matter against Maru. I mean, he's pretty good at, you know, lasting.
I don't think he's dead or anything,
no.
Right?
And Stim's going to be done.
Here it comes.
But is he going to move out?
Well, I think you're waiting for combat shields +1 probably before a full move out.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense, especially against Hero. He's always got tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah. Third command center gets started. A couple medevacs coming out. As these medevacs pop, I think he can start pushing these units back. Maybe get down there, get rid of that Stargate pylon. You definitely don't want the potential Zealot warpins or Adept warpins from there. Ah, 4 gates, +1 charge, and a prism. 5 gates even, all right.
Nice snipe, takes that out and keeps the Oracle. Hero, just the best micro in the business, man. It's crazy.
It's quite good, but I think Maru's is even better. I mean, that was obviously a very good move against the Cyclone, but when you think back to game 1 that they had, it really felt like Maru was out microing him. I mean, the disruptor clicks were great, but like Maru's spreading like 4 groups on different sides to dodge them, I think is better.
Okay. Maru going to begin inching out here. Obviously, the observer sees this. Well, the scan. Sorry, they're tagged anyways. What am I talking about? And he's going to set up the War Prism to try to come in and drop and, you know, try to see what he can't draw away. But it's only half of the army. I mean, Maru's pretty much set up perfectly.
He knows this is coming. He's so ready for it.
Yeah, and I mean, he just punishes that so easily. And, you know, it shows like a smart player versus a smart player in a moment like that where it's like, well, I'll come out with some of my stuff. And everybody, even at the highest levels, like, well, now it's time to send the War Prism out. I've got 3 bases, you're on 2, let's slow you down. But then he had to set up to catch that.
Yeah, like you have to test, and you probably should expect there to be something there, but when there's not, huge damage. A Viking is being made to help chase that Prism away. Love the Immortals. Second Robo, and that support bay coming up.
And I guess nobody's really going to be taking a lead in any way here. You know, a little bit of an exciting start for Hero, but already, you know, Maru's back in this. He's playing comfortably.
Yeah, and he looks good. I like his consistent siege tank production. That's going to help him kind of fortify against Hero's pokes that he loves to do. But I do like Hero's position a little bit better, honestly. Like, you notice that Maru is not getting that supply advantage you normally see at this point, right? Like, normally right around, well, maybe a minute ago, Terran will generally pop up in supply a little bit and be able to put some pressure on. That didn't really happen this game. Maru's still got good stuff, right? He's getting his enhanced shockwaves. Here comes the second eBay and everything. But if Maru wins this game, well, I mean, Hero attacks a lot, so you can absorb an army and then do a counter, but if, well, that's probably what's going to happen, right? Like, Hero's going to attack. This is not the guy that will sit back like we see from really great Trap or Creator now games.
Yeah.
Where, you know,
Hero's like, it's time to come out and be on the move.
Yeah, but he looks down, he's like, whoa, that's a lot of charge lots, let's go. He's like, whoa, how did I get that many? This is crazy, he can't hold this, right? And he goes.
But it seems like Maru's like literally adapted to this in the series as well.
Yeah,
where he's like, all right, he's gonna be a, you know, he's gonna try to engage, and Terran have always been good if they just stay back and turtle. And that's what we're going to see from him here now. By the way, the pylons covering the map are pretty crazy. You look closely.
He's done fantastically with that. You're definitely right. Oh, a big warping in the main. I don't think this is really that impactful, though.
He does take out that tank, but again, I feel like a bit of an overextension here for Hero. He's trying to force a situation that I think isn't exactly appropriate given the circumstances of the game. Like, Terran's on 3 bases. Take a 5th, man. You've already got a 4th.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to attack into tanks and ghosts and everything.
Well, especially when you play this type of worker count as Hero.
Yeah.
What I like about his play, there's 2 competing things. Number 1, he's super active. Number 2, he makes huge economies, right? But if you're making huge economies and then attacking with gateway units, like, you're not going to win that many battles because gateway units, you really need, like, overwhelming amounts, right?
Yeah.
But when you're sitting there on 90 probes, your army is not that big. I feel like if he did more poking and continued to build the tech, like, I mean, we see consistent macro. Well, we're seeing the consistent disruptor production.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just if you're just making lots of gateway units and you keep going, like, Maru will absorb all those forever.
It's funny too. 6 really is the number for Hero for disruptors.
6 is pretty damn good.
Yeah. That's the Goldilocks number of disruptors.
I don't know, too. I think 10 is,
10 is
really great.
No, these disruptors are too hot.
But yeah, I would like to see him, like, adding some Colossus, for instance. He's going carrier. Okay, cool. Scan sees exactly what's up.
Carriers are good, but they're going to take a little while to kind of build themselves into the game. Okay, another attack in. He chucks the disruptors, and it's not really that strong. Dude, he's so good at dodging, it's insane.
Yeah. It is pretty awesome. So they're both maxed. A Thor is being made. Okay, cool. Cool. I mean, I guess that's, like, to help against the carriers. Lots of turrets being made as well. Quite a few racks being added.
And again,
it's really interesting watching this.
Well, yeah, it's like Hero is, I guess, not playing his role, like traditionally here in the matchup of kind of staying back. And there's a reason why we don't see Protosses do this, and it's because it's hard to find any ground. You know what I mean? It's hard to find, like, an area where you're like, oh, I see what I can do here. You know, because it's siege tanks and ghosts, and it's, you know.
Yeah.
How are you going to get in there and do that? So he's eating a lot of these shots. I guess it's okay if carriers are being made because you can bleed off a little bit of supply and swap that in with something else. But now Terran's taking a 5th base. We're starting to run out of map here for both sides.
He's getting a fusion core as well. And I'm honestly not entirely sure if he's trying to go into Liberator range or he's actually thinking about Battlecruiser here. Because his economy is getting very big, and if he's going to have to play against Carrier, I mean, Battlecruisers are pretty damn good, so could be. Now, the Tempest upgrade, I love to see it. I was going to mention that I believe it was actually Trap when he was really coming up with really strong PVT. He was actually utilizing, like, Blink Disruptor Tempest at one point. But look at this. It's a huge attack coming in. And does get forced back. You notice the interceptors die so quickly.
Yeah, but there is, you know, something too. The interceptor's coming out because it draws a lot of the shots away from everything else. But immediately the supply is filled back, and Ghost cloaking is almost done.
More Thors being pumped out, by the way.
Oh, those disruptor hits were good.
Yeah, that was insane.
Those are the ones we were looking for.
Oh,
the
boy.
planetary lives, though. A lot of units are picked off as they retreat.
Yeah. Another Robo just came up. The more Thors that are added, disruptors are pretty good against Thors. You can't really dodge.
No, you literally can't dodge.
And I mean, they're a big target, so it's not very hard to hit, and it's a big chunk of damage with the big Thor armor doesn't care about. I mean, it doesn't help against, rather. It certainly cares about it. So I'm a little bit nervous about the Thor call, but excited to see how it goes as well. Like,
yeah.
I think that Thor is a cool unit, you know? Like, I like big robots, and I want to see it do well. It's just I feel like whoever makes a lot of Thors doesn't win. You know?
Yeah, well, it doesn't seem to extend itself into an advantage in attacking, right? It's like, I'm not going to die with these, maybe, but...
Kind of, yeah. They're so clunky and everything. Oh my god. Not sure if more Zealots or Ghosts die to those Disruptor hits.
I have no idea what's going on underneath this massive health bars, but it looks like, you know, things are starting to get whittled down here. I mean, the last Thor...
Well, Thor is doing a pretty darn good job tanking everything, too. You know, the high armor going to do well against these Interceptors. Damage output good as well.
He did break the position, you know.
Yeah. The Disruptors are really making this difficult, I think.
And he's just going to pull back. He's going to make a lot more Interceptors. And I do think there's some vulnerability right now for Maru the next minute or two. I mean, his bottom base could just be attacked again.
Hero is taking all the Nexuses at the bottom right.
Yeah, I mean, Hero always a step ahead. Maru in the process of rebuilding, trying to set up this position again. I think momentarily we're going to have Hero attack in. I mean, he should have all his Interceptors done by now. So
yeah, he's got a lot.
Right? Yeah, I mean, he's just going to come out again.
Okay, the Liberators, you know what? The Liberators, oh, I see what's going on here. Okay, look at this combination. Oh, Archon's being added, and that's fascinating. I don't think that's going to be good, though. So the Liberators, with their range, can zone out the Disruptors very well. And how do you target those down? Well, the Carriers are going to be what you need to use to target them down, but
the Thors are hitting the Interceptors?
Yeah, between those, and also he's cut out Marauders, and he's mostly on Marines now. So Marine DPS is high enough that you can gun down Interceptors very quickly, so it's actually pretty hard to pick those off. He has enough Carriers, he can still pick them off, I think, but I kind of like the overall idea.
He's going to come in now. Again, the Disruptors are going to come forward here. Those first couple shots do come out. They do connect. Interceptor's going to come right back over here. How much more sustain are they going to have? Looks like both the Thors are eliminated. Just Marines now. But nothing here on the ground for Protoss.
More coming in. And the the Interceptors are mostly gone, see? So he does end up blowing them up really, really well. Now he's going into Tempest, so I think that is going to probably help him out. But look at his army. His army is like only Carriers and Disruptors. Adding a few High Templars in.
So he's just going to stay back.
Maru needs a few Ultras in here to push back that ground army.
Okay, the Zealots drive these SCVs away, but again, Maru just drinking in the resources of 5 bases. Although I do think there's going to be some problems for Terran later on when you do have to expand closer to the middle here. I think there's a lot of ways for Protoss to punish. I'm talking Disruptors, Carriers, Psystorm, Tempest. I mean, there's so many different ways to use that.
Yeah. By the way, the Sensor Towers, I think, are helping out so much. He's able to actually react to things before they hit. Like, look, he just gets into position here, scans, sees exactly what he's dealing with. Those Zealot harassments, though, it's hard. He's having a hard time even getting a Planetary to finish up here.
Okay, another moment where these Disruptor shots are going to come in. A few more in here would be huge. Oh, that's so insane looking with Storm and Disruptor shots coming out. That can't be the right army to have at this moment. That can't be correct.
It's a lot of splash damage, and definitely
a lot of overlap there.
Yeah, whatever the Disruptor ball hits, the Storm had no real impact unless it's a Thor, I guess.
Well, he's not really making a crack in here, is he? The Tempest might be a different story, though.
Yeah, I mean... Oh, well, he's getting his EMPs off, but, I mean, once you get him off, that's it. Vikings getting added in now. DT Blink on the way. An Oracle coming out. That's obviously always a good choice.
Yeah, might as well start tagging the army.
Yeah.
Nice storms.
Yeah, out come the Vikings now, helping as well. Maru is just very efficient. He's trying to set up his little shield battery wall now. Not going to let that happen. At least Maru has a good idea. That's what he wants to do. Oh my god. It's DT Blink time, boys.
Maru trying to fight back. Kiting with the Tempest is so strong, though. And there's one turret way back over here. Good reaction from Maru.
Yeah.
Just immediately sees that.
This is a crazy game, Tasteless.
Well, I mean, we've gone into like such an epic game that it's insane. We're at 21 minutes and 30 seconds ish.
We're getting back into some gateway units too. He just made a group of stalkers here.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, is that just to support the army, or is he going to try some more mobility with that? No, it's supporting the army. Okay. Maybe because he saw the Vikings mixed in there. Look at this. He comes in from the other angle.
It's so funny. He's going to try to gun this down before it can be repaired, and he does succeed.
I like the double planetary, though. That's kind of cool. Storm's going down. The Thor's doing some work here. A lot more stalkers. A lot of EMPs going down.
He just blinks in, and suddenly the stalkers are the great late game unit.
Yeah, well, there's not that much bio, really. It's like Ghost Thor at this point.
Yeah. He fills the supply back in.
I think Maru's supposed to turn around now.
Yeah.
There's no way Hero's not going to kill this army.
Literally just Zealots are going to kill that.
Yeah. Might have overstayed his welcome just slightly. Okay, he picks up, gets out of here. Back to his tank.
So we've got Hero. He's branched all the way into the bottom right.
Yeah.
For Terran to match this, the Terran have to branch into the top left.
I think Hero needs to branch in the top left because I think Maru's being more efficient than him at this point.
I agree. I think he's being a lot more efficient. I don't know about these little Zealot counters, but I don't know. Maybe.
I don't think that those are doing as well as Hero thinks they are.
Yeah. Well, also, I think he didn't realize that this other position had been taken. I guess slowing this down, man, if you can just force, you know, activity at the top left. Yeah, they're doing actually way better, you know.
Yeah, the first couple weren't as good, it felt like, but this one's good. A nice scan and snipes. Clears that out pretty well. I wonder if you could just build depots around one of these planetaries. Probably not. You have to have them down on one side. They just blink there.
We talked about this before, but I feel like the play is to have an orbital where they're mining from and then have planetaries around that. So that when the Zealots come, you just lift off and then fight the planetaries.
Yeah, I like that. Wow. Just mangling those Tempests. The Tempests all gone. Now it's just a gateway army with the Disruptor in it. A couple of Mortals as well. Mortals, of course, will do well against those Thors.
This is such an insane game here.
Oh my god. The meat grinder.
Well, he's going to micro the Thors away with a Medivacs.
Yeah, and it works.
Funny,
Look how low they are. Oh my god. Hero, you got to chase. What?
Oh! I'm like, oh my god. Like, the Thors can burn down. They're like buildings.
Yes.
I just learned the Thors can burn.
Like, how did I know that? Oh no!
I've been casting for over 10 years. Where are we at in this game? This is such a crazy one.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you know, Maru's holding off, but I feel like, you know,
Hero's taking top left.
Yeah, and Hero's also really stopping mining on these bases.
Yeah. I'm not sure what his mineral patches look like everywhere, but he's been sitting on 90 workers forever. More disruptors coming out.
Okay, these compositions have been so strange. Now we're back into that Stalker, disruptor comp that really kind of started this whole series off.
Look at this. Oh my god, look at these numbers. 16 disruptors, 18 DTs, 111 zealots. Look at his army right now. 90 probes, 20 plus zealots, 15 stalker. I don't think you're supposed to be able to beat any Terran army with this.
Yeah, well also, okay, I think Hero just fell apart.
Yeah. He's got a huge amount of income still, but like,
that was really
again,
bad.
if you have 90 probes and you start attacking your opponent with gateway units, it's like you're using tier 1 and 1.5 units against Maru's combined force of everything.
Yeah. Well, now Maru's going to start cleaning up, but the DTs are still a menace over here.
Yeah. There's a lot for Maru to clean up as well. Oh man, DT's mixing this up as well.
Nukes coming down here.
What an efficient way to get rid of one of the bases.
I'm sorry, but Maru's income, yeah, I guess his income is fine.
Yeah, yeah, he's doing all right. All right, so Maru has cleaned the right-hand side of the map. Hero has a 93 supply. That's not so hot. He's out of gas. I think he was just a bit too wasteful, Tasteless. Like, I think he was in a good position a couple times here. But I think you need to keep rebuilding tech units. That's how you're getting your value.
Well, it just seems like there's moments where Hero has either too many tier 1 units or too many tech units. Where it's like just disruptors and carriers, and it's like, well, that's cool, man, but if any of these units get singled out, they die.
Ooh. Maru going hard right now. Not letting any disruptors hit their shots. And that's going to be it. Maru wins a match!
Maru wins
Huge
games.
upset.
He's back. Huge upset.
What's Creator going to say about this?
Yeah. While those games are going on, I saw Creator walking through the studio. He was looking like a guy who's 3-0 in his group, man.
Yeah.
I just got one more to go. 4-0. All right, well, that was a fun series to watch. That was a long one, too.
Oh, yeah. No, that was a very long last game there. That was a great game, though. I enjoyed that series overall.
Yeah, me too.
It was a fun one. You're always putting out some interesting games. Be a bit too wasteful there at the end.
So we have the final match. Actually, let's go to the interview first. But I think what's left, Dark Creator, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Interview time, guys.
Right, round of 10, Group B, match 9. It was Maru against Hero, and Maru has just won. Congratulations, Maru. Thank you. And Maru, you've secured your elimination for this season. How unfortunate. How do you feel? Well, not really that happy, but I feel kind of sorry. And maybe you should you should tell DRG to treat you to some meal before he goes back to Busan, because you gave him another chance just now. And Hero had a lot of carriers, but you managed to defend through that. So how did you provide a counterplay to that? Well, I start off the back foot, and I try to stall out the game until I could make a counterplay. Well, looking back, Maru used to play against Dark in a very long game. So which match are you most disappointed with? Well, I'm disappointed with every match this season. I think I could have won the game, I could have won the matches had I focused, but my decision making was not good and it was kind of poor. But Maru, you did not give up until the very end. You showed your tenacity until the very end. So you will have to look forward to the next season of GSL. So before you go, anything you want to say? Well, I joined a new team, Onsite Gaming. I really wanted to do well, so I'm kind of sorry. For next season, I'll try to prepare well and try to put on a better performance than this season. Right, we look forward to your season 2, Maru. Thank you. Right, with this, match 9 has just concluded, and we have one match left, which is going to be the highlight of tonight. It is Creator versus Dark.
All I want is you. All I want is you. I want you. I need you. I want you. I need you. You got something that I need. Yeah, I need. Ooh, ooh. You got something that I need. Yeah, I need. Ooh, ooh. Take me somewhere far away from you. All I want is you. All I want is you.
We've been talking over something casual, and you got that wonder, supernatural. Breathe you in, hold it out, come around, and I know I'ma keep you in view. I've been waiting forever for somebody like you. I'm falling underwater, no more, I can't get enough. Maybe we're too young to keep this right, don't change it up. We don't need to take this too far, we're feeling it right where we are.
I've been coming up hot for a minute. Everybody let it drop when I'm in it. Everybody let it drop when I'm in it. I've been coming up hot for a minute.
처음이야 우리가 기다린 사이다. 처음이야 부담 없이 즐기는 사이다. 시기섬유 함유
이런 게 이 시대의 사이다.
질성 사이다 플러스.
아침은 라떼 홀리 점심은 라떼 홀리 저녁은 라떼 홀리 풍부하게 달콤하게 라떼 홀리
달달한 충전이 필요할 땐 칸타타.
라떼 홀리
힘들어도
어려워도 이렇게 멈추면 내가 아니지.
오늘이 보여.
새로운 날을 만든다. 나의 레벨은 다르다. 어나더 레벨
핫식스.
처음이야 우리가 기다린 사이다. 처음이야 부담 없이 즐기는 사이다. 처음이야 질성 사이다 플러스. 시기섬유 함유 특별함의 이유. Yes I want it. 새로운 사이다를 원해. Yes I want it.
이런 게 이 시대의 사이다.
질성 사이다 플러스.
어려워도 이렇게 멈추면 내가 아니지. 오늘이 모여 새로운 날을 만든다. 나의 레벨은 다르다. 어나더 레벨 핫식스.
아침은 라떼 홀리 점심은 라떼 홀리 저녁은 라떼 홀리 풍부하게 달콤하게 라떼 홀리
달달한 충전이 필요할 땐 칸타타.
라떼 홀리
Today's matchup. Dark. Maru. Creative. DRG. Hero. Most competitive. 1 versus 1 game. Africa TV Freak Up Studio Live. 2022 GSL Season 1 Code S.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for the final best of 3. Oh, we think, unless there's a tiebreaker. All right,
Okay, let me look at
scores.
this.
Let's figure this out.
Okay. Okay, so if Dark wins, he takes first.
Yeah.
Okay. So if Dark wins, he takes first. If he loses... Wait a second.
If he loses, let's say he loses 6 to 5, right? If he loses 6 to 5,
it doesn't matter what happens. If Dark wins, he goes first place. If he loses, DRG's third. And, yeah, DRG's getting third no matter what. Okay, so we got it.
This has been an amazing day.
Winner of this goes around to 4. Sick. Look at this. Look at all these 2-1s. 2-1s for days.
But can he go 4-0 in best of 3s? Creator, God Emperor.
I don't think anyone can stop him at this point.
I mean, what's crazy is the people he beat, I thought for all of them, I'm like, no way, dude.
You know what I think we should do at this point? Because I think that Creator's just been very unlucky for the past 10 years. I think we should go back and play every GSL and every main tournament over again. Okay, we bring MVP back. He gets 3 finals against Creator. Creator, of course, will win them all. Nesty, 3 there as well. And eventually, Creator is the 27-time GSL champion.
That's right. We're going to start this out on Hardwire. Glittering Ashes for map 2. We could have map 3, Berlingrad. Our game is loading up. This is the final best of 3 for Group B and the round of 10. Next week, we start the round of 6. Let's go.
2022 GSL Season 1. Team MB, Creator. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Dark.
Wrecked.
Owned.
Let's go to map 2.
Seriously, man. I mean, this has been, I think, the most exciting part of this GSL is just seeing this breakout performance from Creator. Oh, look.
Yeah,
Maru
so
DRG. Is he going to buy him dinner?
DRG by Maru dinner? Yeah, you should.
They said in the interview.
Well, he is the older of the 2, and he does get to advance and gets more prize money.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Oh, I missed that sign. Again, guys, so good to have everybody in the audience here. So cool.
Yeah.
So good to be back to normal times. We're almost there.
It does feel great to have an audience here, too, so seriously.
Just the energy
I've
in
been
the
seeing
studio.
people talking about maybe coming to Korea, little vacation. Their friends, check out some GSL,
right.
check out some ASL.
You mean the gamers
Have
in
quite
the
a
outside
time.
world?
Yeah.
This is actually a good city to visit, man. I mean, beyond like, PC cafes, 24 hours and all these great esports events you can go to, obviously ours the best of the best. Great nightlife in Seoul, lots of great food. What else do you want? You got temples, if that's your thing.
Yeah. There's sidewalks to walk on.
I know you guys love
like,
temples, man. I know everybody here is a big temple museum fan, but you got it all, man.
This is a real city where people live.
People live here. People die here.
Yeah. That's dark days.
Hope you don't die here.
No, hopefully not.
But if you did die, I hope you lived. All right, well, I don't know where we're going with this. Stargate on the way as Dark takes his 3rd base. Artos is on the break. You were predicting this will probably be a pretty long series.
Yes.
So I can't imagine it'll be as long as that last one we had, but maybe.
Yeah, that last one was pretty darn long, so probably not like that. But
by the way, just look at Creator. He just looks so much more focused.
Yeah.
he just looks more, and I'm not just saying that. I know I'm joking about how well he's doing, but I mean, he just looks like a different person.
He does.
You know.
He does.
This whole tournament.
Well,
crushing it.
You spend 10 years disappointing yourself, and then finally you're like showing that you belong. That like I mean, the way he's playing so far, there's no denying it. He's playing the best in the tournament.
Yeah.
Even if Dark wins here, it's like,
It's also, you know, it's like all the games are different. He's winning with macro games. His cheeses are working. He's getting cheese and kind of like, I guess this might be the best response, and then that works. You know?
Yeah.
So this was a... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just that has to do a lot to help your mindset.
Absolutely. Confidence is... It's huge in StarCraft, man. And so it's going to be...
Yeah, I think it's actually... Excuse me, I was blowing my nose. Got some allergies, but... What you said, confidence being huge in StarCraft.
Yeah.
I think it's actually the most important mental attribute for StarCraft for high-level play.
I think so.
Because it is so easy to have that go wrong for you. Especially when you're on a losing streak for 10 years like Creator. Now, it's double Stargate tasteless, so this is going to be one of those very long games, I think.
Yeah, it seems like it. I mean, there is the possibility of, you know, Dark going for a Nidus.
Yeah.
That's always something to consider. You know, if you can identify this is coming, sometimes that's a great way to try to close the game out and come ahead.
Void Ray doing some patrolling. Phoenix is being made. Okay, so this actually doesn't look like it's going to be a long game now.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be more Void Rays and then into carriers, maybe Void Ray speed or something. But
well, if you're making Voids, like you're not looking to end the game early, and the game can't really be ended early unless like a Lucky Nidus comes in or something. But, I mean, Phoenix is... You're looking to catch them off guard. That's what that's all about.
Yeah, and a Robo along with this.
And so something to warp him in.
He's banking the Phoenixes. So this is not something where you're trying to develop normally at all, like Artos has said. I mean, what you're trying to do is get enough Phoenixes at once that they don't have any control of the game.
Yeah. A Nidus is coming.
Now,
but he has full vision of all of his main. So the Nidus will probably have to start outside.
Yeah, and also Phoenixes are not great against Niduses.
No, no. But if you get enough, you can sometimes power down Queens.
He's outside on the map. With not just with the Phoenixes, with the Void Rays as well. I think he's going to put that Nidus right up there, Artosis.
Okay, here it comes. Ravagers and Lings being made.
The Phoenix is going to get a lot of kills on these drones in here.
Well, this is unfortunate, actually, for Creator, I think. He's using up all of his energy.
Yeah, and this isn't going to matter. You know, 8 drones is nothing once the third base is getting overrun with Queens and Ravagers and you name it.
You might need to give this base up. This can't be held. It cannot be held. Uses the overcharge. Okay, I mean, he'll slow it down, I guess.
Yeah, kind of an unfortunate Nidus spot, by the way. This Nidus is kind of working against the Zerg a little bit here.
Yeah, throwing down the Biles now. The shield battery doing some heavy lifting here for this Void. Doesn't quite get that Nidus even.
Yeah.
Building more and more defensive structures behind.
Again, not many pickups remaining on these Phoenixes. The Ravager Biles forcing them to move around, and Immortal comes up here as well. Lings spill through in between the Queens and the Ravagers surrounding the Immortal now.
Oh, it's trying to back up. No overcharge left, though, unfortunately.
Corrosive Bile to the dome.
Creator's doing a pretty darn good job considering... Loses out on the Void Ray there. Another Mortal comes up. More Lings, more
I think
Roaches.
this game's over. He didn't give it up either. You know? He's bleeding off everything else that he has. The Immortal could get surrounded in a moment here. In fact, I think it could be pinned.
Gets another overcharge. Yeah, that's going to get
I think there's just too many Lings.
Yeah,
too many Lings coming through here. Third Nidus never comes here as he keeps leapfrogging this forward.
Yeah, there's just no units here for Creator, unfortunately. Now, is there any possibility he can walk back behind his wall and actually stop this? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I mean, you know, like it's...
But maybe.
I don't think the Dark has any plans to do Anything?
Well, Dark took the 4th during this.
Okay. I mean, you can
there's
do
double.
that.
There's double Robo Immortal. Like, okay, look, he's making a few more Phoenixes. He has double Robo Immortal. He's adding a support bay. Could you not make 4 Disruptors and you have like 4 Immortals plus some Phoenixes plus random gateway units and maybe have potential? Is that reasonable?
I mean, maybe. I mean, the problem is that, I mean, we don't have Disruptors out yet. There are Immortals in the back over here.
Yeah. Very hard to break through there. Yeah, this is like one of those fights where the walls are, their wall friends are holding them back. Like, ah, let me at them.
You might want to try to just get the core or something like that with the Ravagers.
Yeah, I think anything you pick off here is really good.
Yeah. But you can see he's toned it down quite a bit.
Oh, that overcharge is sick. That's a sick overcharge. Now the Disruptors are out.
I think you got to bail.
Dude, oh, he's making Swarm Hosts. That's actually really smart. 17 Swarm Hosts.
That had not even occurred to me,
That's
by the way.
an absurd amount of Swarm Hosts. We're getting silly right now with that amount. 17. Now, I mean, Swarm Host in general is good against like a slower Immortal attack, more Immortal heavy and everything. He remade a lot of Phoenixes that, you know, Dark is just now learning about. Swarm Hosts are in there. They want to come out, but they're not going to be able to.
Yeah. Well, he just has to find a place to put them out and then start doing those volleys. I do think it's still unlikely the Creator wins this. I'm glad the game's going on.
Yeah.
But I don't see a world where there's both the push and Swarm Hosts coming out. And Swarm Hosts are just as good when it comes to defending.
They're pretty scary. This is going to wreck everything in the natural. Look at that.
You just go right for the Nexus?
Dude, you let them do whatever they want. If some of them want to go to your base and attack your hatcher, you let them. You got this.
Oh, look at this. Yeah, and that's going to be it for the Nexus.
Crazy. Kills a Robo, kills a Nexus, almost gets... Oh my god. He almost gets a Disruptor in there as well.
Oh my god, that hit the Phoenixes. I wasn't ready for that one.
Throwing down Disruptor balls, trying to get rid of these Lings. Everything is falling apart now. I think Creator, like, there was a lot of intelligence in the way he teched this and the way he's trying to come back here, but the Storm Hosts were like the next level of outthinking him. And now his third base is gone, by the way, due to Swarm Hosts. And even with all those Swarm Hosts not in this battle, it looks like he's going to end up losing it.
Yeah, it's just too much. I mean, maxed out Zerg to 100 supply. GG Dark takes game 1. And an interesting one, although, you know, little caveat here, that is like a strat where you're not really expecting, first of all, Nidus to come. Like, you're trying to surprise them, but also Dark's trying to surprise you. And so that can always make for odd games. And it could not have been less fortunate for Creator that all the Phoenixes got the drones lifted off, and then it's like, oh no.
Yeah, he's out of position, he's out of energy.
Yeah.
It was rough. And I mean, it was a heroic attempt. And that's a tough loss, but I hope that he can take that in stride and just fight back nicely like he has been throughout the tournament. Because, I mean, he can still do this. Like, Dark did not look better than him. He got him. But he did. It wasn't like the
like
crushing
one build beats
victory.
the other build in some sense.
Yeah. He got the Nidus off. He had a good set of units. Creator was doing the wrong thing against it. Okay, Dark wins. Creator can still do this. He can still win this group.
Glittering Ashes, map 2. Right now, Creator on top in this group, but if Dark takes it, he will be coming out in the #1 spot. Let's go.
2022 GSL Season 1. Team Envy, Creator. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Dark.
Real quick reminder here, guys. We're going to be hosting a live event on my stream this weekend. Artosis, me, No Regret Gemini.
Wait, what's happening?
Hope you guys join us for that. It'll be StarCraft 2 and StarCraft 1 both days. 10 million won prize pool. So we hope you guys, if you're joining that, we'll be on this weekend as well.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm looking forward to it. In this game, we did see the probe come down again. He didn't get the hatch block the first time, right?
Yeah, the first game he didn't. Dark sent down a little bit earlier and got it. Here he just sent the drone over the third base as the probe was coming, so wasn't lined up as well here.
And I mean, we can't imagine we're going to have a game where Creator's going to try that again, like that last threat. That's like, well, you do that once a tournament, I think. You know, it's one of those builds.
Oh, the Phoenix thing?
Banking the Phoenixes, yeah.
It's a tricky play. And actually, it's not too bad against Dark, I think, because he does really like roaches. He does really like Ravagers. And, you know, when you have banked up 2 Stargate Phoenix and your opponent has some roaches and Ravagers, you feel really good about that. They just kind of, they're paralyzed for a bit.
So this game, you know, is Creator going to play a little bit more straight up? I'm trying to remember what happened in the DRG games, actually. Do you remember those off the top of your head?
There's been too
we
many
cast
games.
so many games in this format that I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah. This is our 20th.
Best of three in 2 weeks.
Best of 3, yeah.
Yeah. But with everybody kind of moving against each, it's also 2 groups happening in 2 weeks.
Well, everyone's in
one or the other.
Yeah, everyone's in 4 matches, so it's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
My brain is scrambled.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Creator versus DRG. I think DRG went mech. Like, I don't know.
He went Banshee Cloak, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
And then he failed because Creator made nothing but spores. Now, this game, again, it's a quiet start, but it's the same Void Ray that we saw from Game 1. Now, that, of course, does not mean we're necessarily going to have the Phoenixes again, and we don't think we're going to have that because that just isn't a build you do normally. But maybe this time he does go for just more of a long game, more of a massing up of Stargates, kind of like you said earlier, Artosis, in Game 1, where we thought it was going to go before we were both caught off guard by the Phoenixes.
Yeah. I think it will be, honestly. I think it's a good play. Oh, he throws out a Twilight, though. Never mind.
NM.
But this could end up being like one of those medium adept pressures. And you can always go Stargate or Mass Void Rays from that. Yeah, see, okay, he's going up to 4 gate. Yeah, with this gateway count, I'm pretty sure we're just going to see Glaives. Yeah,
Look at this cheeky move.
It's cute.
3rd Nexus, but 2 extra gateways into Glaives.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, generally speaking, if you've been watching StarCraft 2 for a long time, I'm sure most of you have, like, you know, Glaives were strong, and he kind of either whether via nerf or via kind of not being viable in the meta, it's not really that good anymore. But there's something else to this. Oh, look at that.
He's faking him out.
He's faking him out with the weapons upgrade at the Cybernetics core.
Yeah.
So most of the Glaives build we saw in the past, you know, they would have a lot of gateways, and they'd come either at a sharp timing with a Warp Prism, or they, you know. But this one is actually not that many adepts, but he's completely disguised it.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate this. This is a very cool move. But one thing to note is that it's also not a lot of adepts either, right? And the less adepts means the less that, you know, difficulty it is for the Zerg to alter what they're trying to do and stop it.
Yeah.
But again, sometimes you see a couple of adepts and you might not get the right read anyways, where you're just like, no, wait, I saw the other upgrades and I saw, well, now he knows for sure.
Well, he's making a spine in each line. Some roaches are finally in production. Gonna just go ahead and finish that. Glaives, not, okay, just finishes right then. maybe a little bit of a misclick there. They're going to finish that shade. A nice surround there from Dark. Dark is actually doing a damn good job blocking this right now. Gotta hand it to him. This came out of nowhere for him.
Yeah, and he's really handling it with quite a bit of grace. But that's going to be it for the Adept attack. Oh, I'm sorry. There's 4 more coming in. But, you know, let's see what they can actually catch. Did he get a spine crawler in the main, by the way? And Nidus Network, he sees.
I think so.
There's a lot going on, so we assume that he sees this. Oh, yeah, you're right. There is one back here. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think the Nidus follow-up is going to be possibly even more painful than the Nidus play in Game 1.
He has to catch where it is. Like, he definitely saw it, as you said. The Adept attack, I mean, it did some damage. Void Rays are out, though. If he can cancel the first Nidus, it's going to be really, like, that's the key to this game. But he's not even looking for it right now. He's going for another attack. You know what? You said that a lot was going on. I think you're right. I think he didn't see the Nidus.
Yeah, I think we've all been there. You know, you're like, oh, I actually scouted that. I just didn't, like, it didn't register it in my brain.
Yeah, the Adepts just turned around, so
he's
now
like,
he can confirm.
Like, I'm sorry, I thought that that was an Evo chamber or something like that making.
Yeah, he's trying to dive on some of these units, but too many queens there right now.
And too many lings. Oh, I guess it's not going to work anywhere near as well. Keep in mind, losing the cybernetics core is actually a major tech hiccup here.
Yeah, Adepts are really the only thing he has that have value right now is the voids.
Yeah.
Trying to.
Oh,
man.
I didn't even see that was 1 pylon power in that. Oh, man. And he's going to get the next pylon over here. Oh.
Okay, well, gets an overcharge off. Some stalkers coming up from the other side. Can he actually end up holding?
Oh, nice recovery queens with the queen.
Yeah, he's trying to get these very high energy queens here. He's going to pop one. Hey, I mean, if the queens actually start to fall, the Void Rays will dominate everything. 3 voids right now against 5 queens here. Creator way up in workers. This is starting to look pretty good for him, Tasteless.
Yeah, he's hanging on. And this would be a great way for him to bounce back. But again, the 2 unpowered gateways, I mean, that's a world of hurt right now. And again, the Adepts, it's kind of hard to finesse these things. You know, the Ravagers are just very, very strong at the range they can take fights at. The Void Rays. Oh, no! He overextends. Hull damage there.
Okay, brings him back towards the shield batteries. Taking some damage down here at his 3rd, unfortunately. Pulling his Adepts back. Oh, God, he just doesn't really have the damage output that he needs here to hold.
Yeah. And I mean, we're still having more queens, 3 at a time, and you know, roaches as well come in here. Every time a roach takes too much damage, he swaps it out for a Ravager. Maybe there is enough here, though. Oh man, okay.
Well, he just keeps making the shield batteries, which is so important. Now some spines coming up. Didn't expect that.
Oh, I didn't even notice that too. You're right.
The Void Ray count is getting pretty high, though. Look, his Stalker's coming in, trying to target down some of the weaker queens. Dark a little bit too quick. Heals those right up. Oh God, the Void Ray count. Is it actually going to get high enough? 5 right now. More and more queens are coming out against him. That's really been his one shot throughout, is if he can get enough voids to overwhelm.
Yeah, it's getting to the point where the creep is actually completely cutting off the 2 locations. Creator not able to just juggle the 2 screens in fights that he has to deal with.
Well, he's targeting down a lot of the Ravagers, a lot of the Roaches. Those are the big damage output, but it's not really helping him against the Queens, which means he is losing Void Rays here and there. A lot of bios starting to go down. I think Dark has just about done it at this point.
And, you know, he's actually pushing now onto where the Stargate is. Takes out that battery in the back. More Roaches pop out.
We're getting very close to a Dark victory.
Yeah, he hasn't even moved the spines up yet, but I don't know that he needs to.
No.
And, you know, once Creator retreats back behind that Nexus, it almost doesn't matter because then, well, hold on, he's actually come back to that position now. Yeah, there's just too much for the Void Rays to ever deal with. There's enough queens here that, you know, you got to be really careful because we're getting to the point where there's not going to be that much to heal these Void Rays anymore.
Yeah, the shield batteries are just gone.
Yeah, because one more pops
out. Couple
out.
back here. He actually targeted down with his charged up Void Rays a few roaches there, which was nice. Look at that, so many more Ravagers coming up.
And there's a lot more Ravagers coming up now. GG, Dark takes it 2-0, easy peasy, and he is going to be first in his group. But I'll tell you what, Creator's going to leave today being proud to come out second. And I think those are some tough games for Creator. I think he had some smart strats, and I think he's got a lot of promise going forward.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I can see him getting into the top 4 and possibly doing even better than that. Dark, though, I mean, he comes out clutch where he needs it there at the end, which means our 2 players that went directly to the top 4 are Trap and Dark. These guys have even played in the GSL finals against each other already. That might be a repeat this season.
I welcome that. Well, our final interview for the evening, guys, is going to be one with Dark. Let's see how he's feeling and what his thoughts are on Creator's performance.
In match 10, Group B, Week 2, Dark defeats Creator 2-0 and he moves on to round of 4. Congratulations, thank you. And Dark, you just defeated Creator, who showed tremendous momentum. So how do you feel? Well, first of all, I started off with a 1 win, 1 loss, and I felt worried. So it's been a big trouble for me. And in game 1, you went for the all-in. So after that, you went for the Swarm Host, and Swarm Host is not something that we see often in GSL. So how did you come up with the Swarm Host play? Well, I had some resources left, and then I looked at the units, and the only thing that I could produce was the Swarm Host. So I thought Swarm Host would be the answer, and then it worked out really well. According to JYP. Dark, you apparently kept using the Swarm Host in your practice. Is that true? Yes, that's right. It is true. But it's kind of confidential information, so I'm not gonna reveal all of it right now. So last year, you won the Season 2 GSL, and you also won the GSL Super Tournament this year. And now you're off to the round of 4. And Dark, you've been showing great form consistently over the years. And now you're moving on to the round of 4. So I'm sure you have set your eyes on the trophy right now. So how do you feel? Well, I know that the round of 4 is going to be a ZVZ, right? Is that not right? No, that's not right. Oh, then I think I should be able to make it to finals easily. Says Dark. But since I made it to the round of 4, I do want to hold up the trophy one more time. But my mindset is that I want to win every tournament. But this season, especially, I want to lift up the trophy. Alright. Dark, thank you for playing until a late night today. So before you go, anything you want to say? Well, both matches I really wanted to play a long macro game, but sadly I couldn't do that. In round of 4, I'll try to show a longer game. Well, we really want to see that game, Dark. Alright, once again, congratulations, Dark. Thank you.
Cool.
Totally cool.
Cool, totes.
So, what is it? 2 Protoss and 4 Zerg players, if I'm not mistaken, to the next round. Dark Creator and DRG round out this group. Maru not making it through, kind of painful there. Hero as well falling.
Yeah, this is, I think, one of the most interesting days, interesting groups. I know we haven't had many round of 10s, but yeah, a lot of story in this one. And so here's what the round of 6 is going to look like.
That is crazy right there. So Rogue Creator and then Ragnarok DRG. The winner of Rogue Creator immediately goes up to the semifinals. And then, the loser there will play the winner of Ragnarok and DRG for that second spot. And we'll do all the round of 6 on Monday, and then Thursday we'll be doing the round of 4.
That's right. So do join us for that, and we're going to rapidly be approaching the final day of the tournament here. Like so many of the other events we do, it's like there's so much to go through, and then suddenly we get down to just a couple players. And yeah, let's test ride this part of our new tournament format. We just did the round of 10. That was fun. I do welcome the round of 6.
Well, yeah, the round of 6 will be interesting. We'll have 2 PVZs and a ZVZ, right? Wait, no. If Creator wins against Rogue, we could have 2 ZVZs, so. All right. Lots of Zerg left in this tournament.
Let's hope one of them win, Artosis. Let's hope Creator get knocked out, and then it's just Zergs all the way.
You don't think a Protoss is going to win a GSL Tasteless. You don't have very good pattern recognition if you do.
You haven't been paying attention the last 10 years. Guys, this was fun. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you guys this weekend. I don't know, any closing thoughts, Artosis? What are you thinking?
No, it's been great. I really actually enjoyed this particular round of 10. I know it's the first one we've done, but lots of exciting games.
That's all the time we have, guys. We love you. Take care. See you this weekend. Bye-bye.